What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Boy, oh boy, do I have a special treat for y'all today. I think this one is going to be very interesting and very unorthodox to what we typically do here on the V1 channel, but it's going to be in one of my all-time favorite airplanes, the KA350, rocking the PT6 turboprop engines. Gosh, I love turboprops. On a little turboprop kick right now. We'll probably fly another prop run here before we fire up the MD-82. I know we voted for the MD-80 or 88, whatever it is. We will fly that. But this is kind of our... I found some airports in and around the area of Puerto Vallarta that we are that are very, very interesting. So today... we're going to have a lot of fun with that. I hope you guys are ready. Captain Barry Seal, Carson Christ. Yes, you can just call me Captain Barry Seal today because we're basically the gringo who will be delivering all throughout the mountains of Mexico. So we got a lot of basil. We got some powdered sugar. We got all that good stuff on board. We're going to have a flight. We're going to have a good time. I hope you guys are ready. With yous in chat. Good to see you. Callie Simmer, my friend. Velociraptor, Milltown, Jeff L, Tim Hamilton, JP, T Sizzle, Tom H, hola amigo, John No, good to see you, Matt Maddox, Carson, good to see you, Lazaros is here, always a pleasure, Thrust Sets in the house, good to see you, most obvious, and Jeremy Harvey, what is up, my friend, good to see you, Jeremy. Jeremy, I'm going to get back to you on your email. I'm not ignoring you, my friend. I'm trying to get some information too before I pass it along. But thank you so much, Jeremy, for tuning in. Got the tunes, the countdown song. If you guys aren't dancing in your chair when that countdown song is going off, then you're just not human. Hold on, I need to do a flip-flop security check of my seat. Give me 1 second. I gotta lock my chair in here so we don't roll backwards because we're definitely gonna need the rudder pedals today. And let's just hope we don't have to do any single engine stuff, because if the engine fails, we definitely will crash. All right. ST dropping the 10 months of commercial pilot subscription. Thank you so much, ST. Thank you for the support. With you, bank angle checks. We're going to have a lot of bank angle checks, and we're going to have a lot of circle of thrust today. That is for sure. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the continued support, ST. I hope you guys are ready. So real quick, I never did connect... Hold on, let me connect to VATSIM. I don't think anybody's on, but I'm just going to go ahead and connect just in case there's any other players. We are B300 Super King Air. Sure, connect, and we'll be on 22.8. But where we're going, we don't need no stinking ATC. So, good day, Sakal. Good to see you, man. Matt's 6 months of support. Thank you for that. Hi, Captain. Good evening in chat. Matt's, good evening. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Glad to have you on board. This is going to be a fun one. Brandon Brodsky has become a commercial pilot mentor. Brandon, thank you so much for supporting the channel. I appreciate you. My members, you guys are what makes this channel go round and round. So I appreciate the support, guys. Thank you very, very much. Brandon, welcome to Commercial Pilot exclamation point. Welcome for your new perks here on the channel. Havoc is in the house with a $5 super chat. Another bull seaman run from Podunk, Texas to south of the border. Business is booming. Havoc, indeed it is. Indeed it is. And if you guys think we're like, what am I talking about? Bull seaman, that was actually a payload that I carried quite heavily on like Wednesdays or Thursdays. I can't remember the day. Thursdays? Wednesdays? I don't know. Whatever the day it was a good day because it was priority offloading. That's all I cared about. But yeah, when you live the freight life and you fly that freight dog life, you will fly some very interesting items, especially depending on who you may or may not be working for. So let's get everything fired up here. I'm going to kind of give you a lowdown of what we're doing today. We're going to be departing Puerto Vallarta where we started off, and we're going to Mike India Alpha. I'm going to pull up the Navigraph here. We're going to do some, the first leg is going to be your most edutainment part here, where you're probably going to learn something. Hopefully we're going to be doing VOR navigation. Basically, I have a route in here, but we're not going to follow that. Oh boy, we got bank angle checks already. Oh no, Callie Simmer's in the house.
Did someone say bank angle? All that music was off the chain. Shout out to Jeremy Harvey. Definitely had me dancing in my chair.
Heck yeah, Callie Simmer, my man. Thank you so much for the bank angle check, dude. Appreciate the support. Dropping the $10 bank angle check, man. Very, very kind of you. Thank you. And indeed, Jeremy Harvey is the man when it comes to countdown music. And, you know, I can't wait to show you when we hit our 35K sub target. We're doing our Australia, New Zealand tour. And just like always, Mr. Jeremy Harvey is going to deliver again with another fantastic countdown song. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Oh man, we got all kinds of love coming in here. Ginar with 36 months. Look at that Ginar dropping the V1 wings. Ginar, that looks Awesome on you, sir. Finally passed that 36 months and a new lapel. Salute to you, sir. Ginar, thank you so much for the continued support, man. Thank you, thank you. AJ Funari, good to see you, man. I laughed at your comment up there. Oh, might crash? Let's subscribe. Or a like button. That was funny, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, AJ, for the support. Turboprop action, cough, cough, transall. Yeah, we almost got in the transall today, and we might be in the transall tomorrow. We're going to fly it. I'll make this promise. We will fly the transall in Mexico. When? Not quite sure. Almost did it today because FTSim Sound Pack, the newest version, the FTSim Sound Pack for this kingair is not good. I highly do not recommend it. Don't even get it. It's awful. It doesn't sound anything like kingair. More or less sounds like a Metroliner if you ask me. And the just sounds are not there. You got to be on high idle to have the props on. Like, it's just not good. So I reverted back to like the version 1.0 FTSim sound pack, and it's decent. It's a little bit better than default, decent. It gets me by flying this airplane. Somebody please make a high quality sound pack for this kingair. We desperately need one. All right, let's go ahead and get everything. I'm going to show you what we're doing here. Velociraptor, thank you for the support with you. Circle of Thrust, indeed. Oh, Team Vodka's in the house. Good, man. Team Vodka, you're going to like this one today, I promise you. All right, guys, so this is what we're doing. I'm going to give you the lowdown right here. We're going to start in Port of Vallarta where we kicked off. We're going to follow Victor 1. So we're going to do some regular radio navigation all the way down to our first checkpoint of Manzanillo. Manzanillo, and then we're going to break off, and then we're going to fly this Victor Airway to our destination of Colima. Now, once we land in Colima, we're going to land and we're going to be given a handheld GPS, which is going to give us a direction to an airport that is not on any chart, but it's in the sim and it's in the mountains, and it looks like they grow a lot of basil up there, whatever it is. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to fly into that airport, and then we might find the other airport that has a lot of powdered sugar if I can find it again. I found it when I was flying around, but it's not marked anywhere. So it is. I don't know if it might just be a Google map thing that picked it up, and it's very interesting. I did successfully take off from there, trimming the trees. I haven't attempted a landing at any of these airports, so it will be interesting to say the least. Oh my goodness. We can't even get this thing fired up, and AJ Funari has just bombed the channel with 20 gifted subs. Mr. AJ Funari, thank you so much, my friend, for the support. Massive bank angle check right back at you. Thank you for the support, guys. If you pick up a membership from AJ, let him know you're appreciative of that. You are now one of us, and this stream is definitely for the Circle of Thrust and those on Team Green that are one of us. So AJ, I can't thank you enough, man. That's a massive dono, massive support. Appreciate you, and made 20 very happy viewers today as they are now part of Team Green. All right, I'm going to pause the alert box here because we're just going to, at the rate this is going, we're not even going to get this thing fired up. So let's step into, and I love this. I mean, I love the Kingair. Who doesn't love the way the Kingair? I say this all the time. If someone could pay me the same amount that I make now flying Airbuses with the same type of schedule, I'd probably be happy flying this airplane for the rest of my career. It is that much fun to me. I love turboprops. Turboprops are more fun than jets, in my opinion. They're more fun than pistons. They're just fun beast airplanes, especially when you have PT6. So let's have ourselves a day and go ahead and get this thing fired up. So here we go. Into the cockpit, you can see we are using the black square analog Kingair. No G1000 nonsense, no GPS nonsense. This is old school rudimentary. So Steven, I know, yeah, that's here. We're here to fly an airplane. So let's go ahead and fire this thing up. First things first, we're going to turn the battery switch on, which is located right here. I'll do a quick little light check, and I think we're gonna connect external power. I'm going to go external power on, and we'll turn our avionics master on as well. So it's basically unlimited external power. You can see it's not flashing anymore. We'll do a quick light check around the airplane. So we'll go ahead and turn on all of our external lights. You can see we've got our nav lights, our strobe lights, ice lights. We've got some logo lights there under the horizontal stab, or the horizontal stab. Come around this side, we got nav lights, making sure everything is good, because trust me, if you're doing the flying that we're doing today, the last thing you want to do is get ramp checked because somebody saw that when your nav lights was inoperative. It's kind of like get pulled over for a busted tail light, perhaps there's some other nefarious activity going on. You get pulled over for a busted taillight. So we want to make sure all our external lights are working here before we leave the congested area of Puerto Vallarta. So we'll get all the rest of our lights off. We'll leave the nav lights on. We'll get rid of the, I think I have these bound here. Hold on, let me see which ones. Yeah, we'll go ahead and turn the strobe off and beacon off. And we'll leave the nav light on, and we'll go ahead and turn the tail flood off because we don't need that. We'll go ahead and clear the cautions. I already loaded us up with our weight and balance for this particular flight. So we're taking about 50% fuel here. And as far as the cargo is concerned, right now we don't have very much. It's just a pilot, co-pilot, and a couple other persons of interest with us today. So we're pretty moderately loaded. Our actually, why do we have so much fuel? I'm going to actually back that off a little bit. We don't need that much fuel. We're going to go ahead and bring this down to about 35% fuel. There we go. 35% fuel is all we need. Reset. That is done. We don't need all that fuel for this one. The cargo is undefined. All right. The kingair, the cartel didn't want to pay for a glass panel kingair. In case you have to ditch. Exactly. All right. So that is done. Make sure our windows, I'm going to pop our windows open. We'll go here. We'll go here. Now, we could do, actually, can we do the fuel test on this? I forget. We're going to do auxiliary. Yeah, we'll do our auxiliary test. That comes off. Main, fuel quantity test. And then you would check your cross-feed flow. Make sure you hear the motors. Do your aux transfer, all that stuff. Put those back in auto. We'll go ahead and turn those back off for now. And we'll come over to the right-hand side. Look at our environmentals. Everything is off, which is fine right now. All environmentals are off. Oops, I think that was just the test fires. Did I just turn on the engine fire test? I did. Oh, yeah, look at that. Engine fire test. There's our... You don't want to actually do that unless you're just doing the test, which is fine. So let's go ahead and put that back to... I can't see which way this switch is moving. Off. There we go. Jeez. Couldn't figure out how to turn it off. And then we'll go ahead and turn our oxygen on down below. We don't have any GPS to fire up. So while we're sitting on ground power, let's go ahead and plug in our actual navigation radios so we don't have to do that once we get airborne and we can just blast out of here. So Puerto Vallarta 116.5. Let's come over here, and I kind of bound a view here. We're going to put 16.5 in our primary. I'll put that on the number 1, 16.5. And after that, that's going to take us all the way to, until we can at least pick up the VOR. Manzanillo, 16.9 is what we're going to put in the standby one. 16.9 in case we want to transfer over when it's time, and we'll put it also in the active of nav 2. Now we won't be able to pick this up. I highly doubt we'll be able to pick it up right now. So basically we got 16.5 Puerto Vallarta, 16.9 standby nav 1, active nav 2 is 16.9, and we'll put the Colima VOR 17.7 in the standby nav 2. So the very last one we're going to tune into is already set. So we got 2 nav radios, 4 available frequencies. We filled them all out already. That's a big thing when you want to start flying props, turboprops, not even turbo. When you want to fly an airplane that's a higher workload, and this is good practice for any airplane. And obviously the Airbus, this doesn't apply. But in high workload airplanes, if you have available nav radios, you need to fill them out for your flight. Get the frequencies in there before you start. Get everything set up. Get your courses programmed. That way you start minimizing all your workload when you eventually get up and airborne. So that is set. The last thing we do need to set is our course. Now, why does it keep doing that? Like, why does it keep... I don't want fixes on there. Just stop. Just leave me alone. Just let me look at the course lines, okay? The course line out of here, and this is kind of like Apple Maps. I want to see it, so I zoom in, and then the text gets smaller and smaller. That's actually 151, which I'm sure nobody can read. 151 rum. So let's set course 151. Use my Honeycomb Bravo to dial in. 151 is set. So 151 is our course here, outbound, and our inbound is going to be pretty much the same vector, but we're going to have to flip it around, right? Or the same radial, I shouldn't say vector, the same radial, but the inbound is going to be the opposite of that. So the +2, -2 rule, if it's 151, it's actually going to be 321, 543, oh no, 331. Yeah, 331 inbound. So what I can do over on this radio is I can put 331 inbound or to the station when we get over towards this radio. So everything is set up as far as our nav radios are concerned. Now departure and heading and all that, we're basically going to take off. We'll get an ATIS here. We'll go with the wind, and then we'll just fly a heading and intercept. We're VFR. We'll do a VFR plus 500 on the altitude. Happy Monday. What did you think of that Microsoft 2024? Matt Warren, I posted so there's a YouTuber by the name of Jonathan Beckett, who I've stumbled across, and he made a post, of which I basically forwarded the post on my community tab. All this hype and all these videos about a 3-minute trailer it's just, I have no words. Like, come on, let's everyone just calm down. If you've been around the ringer, if you've been around Microsoft before, and I can understand for those who are new to simming, that maybe you've only had one sim or X-Plane, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? This happened. This is Microsoft. I remember 95, 98, 2000, 2002, 2004, FS9, FSX. Like, the sim continuously progresses. You fly your sim until you see something in the new sim that you can't live without, and then you just dump everything and get the new sim. That's how money works. That's how companies make money. Some developers may give you a discount. Some may not. If you want it bad enough, you're going to pay for it. Money makes the world go round. That's business. That's life. That's all it needs to be said. The graphics look pretty sweet. Probably going to need a 5090 Ti XR LMNOP to run it. But, hey, I'm probably going to download it, buy it day one. So it's like the countless videos of, oh, let's analyze this. The only video that you need to watch for analyzing the trailer, Jeff Favignano. He's attention to detail. He picks out things that I never picked up on, and like, just watch that one if you want to watch the trailer review video, because there's a 3,027 million of them on YouTube right now. Just look at Jeff Favignano's video. He did a review of the trailer. That's the only one you need to watch. And then read the post I put up that Jonathan Beckett posted. Credit to him. It's basically, if I were to write a post about Microsoft 2024, I would have said what Jonathan Beckett said. So I posted that on my community tab. And let's move on. Let's be happy. Let's enjoy our sims. Everybody needs to calm the heck down. All right, let's fire this thing up and fly some powdered sugar over to the hills of Mexico. All right, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the master avionics. I'm going to turn off the external power because we're going to do a battery start, because battery starts are more fun. We're going to use high idle and better cool and sounds cooler. Basically sounds cooler. That's the only reason you're going to do it. Anytime you were given the opportunity to use external power for starting the airplane, you should. You save your batteries. It's better for your owner. But I like sounds, and we're going to do sounds because we're going to do a cross-generator assisted start, which is going to utilize the high idle function, which most of the time in the PT6 here in the King Air, you're not going to use high idle. We may have to use it going into one of our strips up there, and we'll talk about that en route. So, okay. Here we go. Let's fire this airplane up. So I'm going to, first off, make sure everything is clear outside. This guy's not clear, but it is what it is. So let's get our engine start. So battery switch is coming on. Beacon light is coming on. And we are idle forward cutoff on the thrust quadrant. That looks good. Now you'll see here, inaccurately simulated, the props have unfeathered themselves. This is not how this works. You need oil pressure to bring the props out of the feather position. I guess that's not simulated in Microsoft. The only way you would get them to unfeather is by the engine spooling up, and then, because the engine's turning, you're going to create PSI. That PSI is going to then push the props out of their feathered position. It is a free-floating turbine, so you could theoretically you could start it in feather. Like the Embraer 121 is an airplane that I did not know this, but they actually start the engines in feather and leave them in feather until the after start. So King Air, though, props full forward, and then they should remain feathered until the engine spools up. That's how you get those really cool sounds, because you hear the engine starting and you hear the whoop, 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 whoop. And then as more and more pressure builds up, those props begin to unfeather, the angle of attack becomes smaller, and then you get that traditional buzzing sound that you hear from props. So here we go. Before we burn all of our battery out, we'll kill that. Boom, boom, master caution, master warning is out. And we're going to move the number 2 engine to ignition and start. So here we go. Hold on to your sounds. Let me make sure my sounds are up all the way. And turning to clear pop. 350 Blackhawk engines, you want about 20% max motoring. There's 10%. Here comes 20%. Introduce fuel. Low idle. Watch that ITT. See how that prop RPM is slowly building up? All right, 50%. There it is. Starter cutoff. We're in the green. We'll go inverter. Generator 2. Reset and on. And then we're going to do a cross generator start. So to do this, we're actually going to bring the low or the number 2 condition lever into high idle. I'm going to go ahead and close the windows. Yeah, the sounds are just not as good as they used to be. All right, with number 2 in high idle, we're going to go ahead and do the cross generator start for number 1. So let's go ahead and ignition and start number 1. Monitor your RPM. I'm going to let this one motor a little bit more because that ITT got really hot on number 1. So there's 20%. Let's let it continue to motor. It's right about 21. Fuel, low idle. There's our ITT. Our start limit, it's kind of hard to see. Start limit is right over there, so we're below that, about 910 there on the startup. Monitoring our engine gauges here. Everything is looking good. Props on the rise. ITT rollback. There's 50% starter cutout. Back in the green. Stable. Inverter. Reset and on. And now we're going to bring number 2 back to low idle. All right, number 2 is at low idle with both engines started. Let's go ahead and go master power on. And let's go ahead and get everything else up. I'm going to turn some lights on. I don't know why it seems so dark in here. Does it seem dark in here? Uh-oh.
PV1 Happy Monday. It's pronounced Manzani EOLL is used as a Y my amigo Manzani EO.
Albert 1, appreciate the $10 bank angle check, man. Right back at you. It's pronounced Manzanio. It's used as mi amigo Manzanio. Manzanio. All right, thank you, Albert. Appreciate the bank angle check, man. Right back at you. Very kind of you. Thank you for the support, man. Appreciate it. And I will try my best to get a little better pronunciation on that. All right, everything looks good. No smoking. We'll turn that on. Actually, who'd be kidding? Let's turn that off. We're in Mexico. We didn't do the rest of our oxygen test, but everything else looks good down here. Rudder boost, electric Tim is coming online. Now for our cruise altitude and cabin pressure, it's kind of hard to see this. I can't get my camera there. We need to set a cabin altitude. We're going to be going at... We got to scroll this all the way down. So hold on. It's going to take a minute. Probably should have set this before engine start, knowing that it took this long. We're going to go at 17.5. Actually, yeah, east. Yeah, we'll go 17. No. Yeah, we'll go 17.5. 17.5. So right about there. So the cabin's going to pressurize right about 100 or 1,000 feet, excuse me. So 17.5 is our aircraft altitude. So let's go ahead and set our altitude window here to 17.5 as well. 17.5 is set. COM1 is on. We don't need to ID anything else. Transponder, we're 1200 VFR. We'll put it on altitude. That's fine. And we are pretty much ready to go. Now, we do have this hot light over here, which means it's warm. And, oh, you know what? We don't need the standby pumps on, but for some reason, I got to go override, aux transfer override. And then let's go back to auto. Okay, the lights are out. There was a bug with that there for a little bit. Let's go environmental off. Actually, we'll go bleed air open. That's environmental off, instrument, and environmental off. But our bleeds are on. We've got a nice long runway. Auto feathers off. That's normal. We're going to go aft blower. We're going to go auto. No, we're going to go man cool. We're going to cool it down. Can I get to it? Yeah, man cool, increase or decrease the temp. We'll go low. Auto. We'll go auto, and then we'll go auto here. Auto. And we've got our environmental bleeds are on. Electric heat, we don't need that. And we don't need the furnace, we don't need any of that. So hopefully that will start to cool down the cabin. Transponder with that type of cargo? I know, man. Sorry guys, I'm being very, this is one of those airplanes, like I said, it's very bad streaming airplane because it's hard for me to be watching the chat and then getting this thing fired up. But as soon as we get airborne, trust me, save your questions. We'll be able to chat much more. All right, everything else looks good here. Let's go ahead and start a taxi out. And we are going to go to... We're going to go out this way over here. Let's go ahead and get a quick weather check. No, I don't want the checklist. We don't use checklists here. METAR, what's the latest METAR Port of Vallarta right now? 250 at 4, skies clear. So winds are light enough, we can take off pretty much any runway we want to, so we're just going to go with the closest taxi one. So hit the magic barrel ref key, 29901 is set, brakes release, taxi light, that's the ice light, taxi light on, and let's go ahead and start our taxi to the runway. Our brakes on. I'm going to try not to run over this guy here. Alright, slowly getting back at it here. More than 200 people watching and not 100 likes yet? Wow. Well, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. We're in a King Air. Only the hardcore of hardcore viewers like to hit the like button on King Air streams. Vamonos! Steven! Exactly, man. We got another King Air over here. Look at how his suspension is sagging. That's definitely sus. He's got a lot of cargo in the back there. Just nothing to see here. That's just a normal day in Mexico. Of course you use the checklist. Cargo secured, parachute checked, air defense pistol. Exactly. Alright, so as we're taxiing, we're looking for a couple things here. We're actually looking for the ball swings opposite direction of the turn. You see that? That's very good. Check on rotation here of our DG, directional gyro, making sure our attitude stays wings level. That is good. So that's kind of our little taxi check that we're looking at as we're taxiing on out here. And then we could do a reverse thrust check. So drop them into reverse. Reverse is working. We'll continue on. Now there is no true beta range. I think you're kind of basically in beta when you're at idle. Is that guy taking off from the taxiway? We should be on 22.8 though. Let's go ahead and bump that up, 22.8. Because there are other people here. Alright, so that all looks good. Now, as we get ready to take the runway, we're going to do one run-up today. One abbreviated run-up. And that'll be it. We're going to take off towards the ocean, too, because it'll be easier for our departure. We'll do an abbreviated run-up when we get down there. Basically, we're checking the auto feather system. We're making sure the props feather. I'm trying to think what else we can do on the taxi roll here. We've already done reverse. We've done that. Now, if you're good enough and you have actual hands, you can do the auto feather check while you're taxiing. Let's go over here and check our environmentals. We do have oxygen. That's good. We did turn the master oxygen on. Nothing down here. Christmas tree is working. There's nothing on there. Beautiful. We're looking good. No throttle cam today? I do have one. Just not much to see here while we're taxiing, but we do have throttle cam ready to go. Turn in, ball out, attitude level, HSI, and mag correct. There you go, Siegfried. Was taking a break at Henderson Cafe. Noticed a citation sitting on the ramp with its tail to the ground and nose wheel in the air. Wow. Check to see if the tail was an X-ray Alpha, X-ray Bravo. Hey, man, it happens. Too much junk in the trunk for that citation, man. Colin Ware says, thanks so much for this channel. I learn something new every time I watch, and you make a great companion for my weekdays working at home. Hey, Colin, I appreciate that. Very kind of you. Thank you for those kind words, man. And yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Hopefully we'll pick up a little something today. Maybe you'll learn a little something today on flying props. Try a little reverse here. It seemed like, yeah. See, so the the one thing that the Airfoil Labs did so well on X-Plane was you could click a button and then use your throttle axis in beta, and then if you clicked it again, you'd be in reverse. We might have to fire up the old X-Plane 12 just to get in the Airfoil Labs. Those are awesome attachments for the Bravo. Yes, thank you, AFO. They're from Etsy. These are actually Cessna 310 attachments. These are actually Cessna 310 attachments, but I use them. It's very similar to what you got here, just slightly different angles. But you can buy a kingair attachment as well. But I already had these, and it's really what it is it's the feel. So props have a certain feel, the mixtures have a certain feel, and the throttles have a certain or I shouldn't say throttles, the power levers have a certain feel. And once you know what those, you can just go ahead and touch them without really looking. Now, obviously, if you're shutting down an engine, identify, verify. You're looking with your eyes, you're verifying with the throttle, and then you're feathering an engine. But for the most part, just flying around, by putting your hand on it, you should know exactly what you're grabbing. So that's kind of the premise behind that. So these shapes on here are for a reason. You don't want everything just the same shape. I know the Mad Dog actually did a really good job of that. Pretty much every switch in the cockpit on the MD-80 has its own unique shape. So pretty neat. All right, here we are short of the runway. Let's set a brake. We're going to do a quick feather test. So I've done this before, and I hope it doesn't really, I hope if you've heard it before, my apologies. But basically what we're going to do here, the engines are in a, or the propellers on the engines right now are in a low, pretty much a low AOA state. So they're biting the air, they're flat when you look at them from the front. All right. Now, while that's fine and good, if an engine were to fail, that big flat pitch in front of you is basically a barn door full of drag. You need to minimize the drag. How do you minimize the drag on a constant speed propeller, such as we have here on the PT6? We do what's called feathering the prop. And what happens is the blade angle will actually change. So when you're looking at the airplane from head on, so I can do a little hair, you'll see that, which is flat. So the wind is basically slices like a hot knife through butter. Whereas if it's not feathered, your blade angle is like that to the relative wind. So if an engine were to fail, you want the props to feather so you don't create all this excess drag. Depending on the airframe you're on, a failure with no feather at a low airspeed, such as the red line, it basically renders the aircraft unflyable. So it's a VMC roll. You basically hit minimum controllable airspeed and you VMC roll the airplane and you crash and burn. So auto feather systems on these high-powered PT6s are very important. So it's one of the checks that we're going to do. So to test the auto feather, we're going to go ahead and put it into the test function here. With it in the test function, we're going to bring up our power levers until we see the auto feather lights illuminate. Now, what the test function does is basically allows the auto feather to arm at a much lower power setting. You see the auto feather lights have illuminated now. We're only at like 80%. So auto feather is illuminated. Why are my power levers so far off of each other? Wow, this it's like a real Mexican kingair. It's all they're not all synced up. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to bring the number 2 engine back to idle. Once it drops below a certain threshold, it should feather. There it goes. Prop is feathered, and the auto feather light for number 1 has extinguished, because once one prop feathers, you don't want the other one to feather because you need some power, right? So now it's really loud and you can't really see it anything, but this prop is in a feathered state, and because it's a free shaft turbine, this doesn't hurt the engine at all. So now with number 1 is feathered, let's go ahead, or number 2 is feathered, let's bring it back out of the feathered position. RPM is going to come up. We should get both auto feather lights to illuminate. Now, same thing, number 1, bring number 1 back. Auto feather for number 2 goes out. And feather. Number 1 is feathered. Beautiful. Bring it back up. We'll go ahead and get that off. Now, you could do governor tests and all that, but we're going to skip all that. Back to idle. And we are basically good to go. So let's go ahead and release the brakes. We're holding up the line here. Plenty of runway. We're not going to use any flaps on this departure. Shaq Oatmeal in the house. Good to see you, man. Movement Monday for the cartel. Ooh, I like that. Movement Monday. Good to see you, man. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. The little fan thing spinning, that is your prop sync. Port of Idaho traffic, Kingair 200 Alpha Fox departing runway 24, Port of Idaho. Correction, 22. All right, so let's go ahead and a couple things we're going to do. We're going to start from the left. We're going to go auto feather arm, ignitions arm. We'll get all of our lights on, and we're going to go. I always forget. 1, 2, no. Is it the fuel vents? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, hot 5 are on. And verify our trim. 0 for takeoff. And let's go. I feel like my brake is sticking. Yeah, T-Sizzle, this is your prop sync. Basically, making sure the props are spinning at the same rate. All right, so he's on left crosswind. Let's go ahead and line up. I'm going to set our heading bug here real quick. Look at me, I was trying to do like an Airbus lineup. So our heading bug, we want to intercept to the left. I'm going to spin my heading bug around. We'll make it a heading of about 120 on departure. And for setting power, now I don't think ITT is modeled correctly, but there's several ways you can be limited for takeoff. ITT limited, torque limited, or actually that's it, ITT limited or torque limited. We're going to be torque limited, so we're going to bring our power up. We don't want to bounce the props off the governor, so nice smooth application of power until those props get up to their governor, and then you can go ahead and get the rest of the power in. Real world, I think we would definitely be ITT limited today, but that's just the sim not doing a very good job. All right, so props are up at the limiter. Now we're going to go ahead and set power, set torque. Right about 100%. Don't want to over torque. There is 100% torque. I have more throttle to go, but I'm not going to do it. We're torque limited on this takeoff. Through 100 knots, let's go ahead, nice easy rotation. Positive rate, gear up, fly with. Man, it's easy when you have a lot of runway to play with. I'm going to turn the sim down. Port of Idaho traffic, Kingair 200 Alpha Fox, off runway 22. We're making a left crosswind departure, Port of Idaho. All right, let's get a little trim in there. We're going to keep going about 1,000 feet, 100% torque still. Oh, man, look at this. What is this little... Look at that down there. That's where I want to go. That's where I want to be staying right now. But we got a job to do today. Maybe after we complete our mission, we can head back to one of those hotels. Oop, look at that in the turn there. Make sure you're not... losing your pitch attitude. About 200 knots, 180 knots. There is a climb profile for this. Okay, so we're through 1,000 feet. So let's go ahead and bring our power down. I'm going to go about 92% torque. Come to heading of 120. At 92% torque, now I'm going to bring my props back. Right about there. Trim it out. There we go, a little bit of trim. It looks like we're going to do 200 knots in the climb out. Heading 120. I feel like 200 is pretty fast, but I guess it's not. A little more trim. And we are out. All right, so we're waiting for our needle to come to life. Looks like we're doing 190 knots now in the climb out. Let's do an engine check, T's and P's. Torque 90, we can do about 92%, so let's go ahead and set 92%. Props are 1,700 RPM, looking good. Oh, there's our needle. See, look, as soon as you look down, that's when stuff changes. So that's what makes this airplane a super fun airplane to fly, but a super tough airplane to stream with, because it just is not very good for streaming. It's not a good streaming airplane, but I love it too much. All right, now we do need to clear these mountains over here, so we're going to... I think we're going to be all right, actually. We got a lot of power today. We're pretty light. All right, so we're on a heading. Look, hands off. Once it's trimmed, look at that. No hands, Mom. Once you get her trimmed out, she's going to fly your pitch and power. So just make sure you get the proper trim setting in there. Now, there was a little bit of chop there on departure, but very stable platform. King Air is a very stable platform. Just got to get that trim in there. Hey, V1 Air, we're in the middle of the summer selling snow bunnies. Oh, God. Shaq. Oh, man. All right, let's come back to our course. 151 is our course. 180 knots. Now, look, as we climb, our torque is going to drop off. This is what makes these turboprops, turbocharged engines, so good for performance. As you climb an altitude, that torque, the allowable torque, well, I should have your torque is going to drop off, but because you're turbocharged or you have a turboprop, you can now, or supercharged for that matter, you can continue to compress that air and get better performance as you climb up. So if you're in a naturally aspirated engine, as you climb, your power is going to drop off and there's nothing else you can do about it. But if you have a supercharger or a turbocharger, you can continue to compress that air and you can get the airplane to perform like it would at a lower altitude. So that's why these airplanes are have so good performance. So good performance? Look at these views, though. We're going to have to turn the autopilot on because these views are really, really good. And we're going to do a lot of hand flying later. So we're pretty much set here. I'm going to go autopilot on. I'm going to do IAS hold, and I'm going to do heading hold. And actually, we're close enough. We're going to nav it. Whoa, whoa there, whoa there. Let's come back to vertical speed hold. We're going to decrease that a little bit. So let's go ahead and look at our FMA. So FD autopilot. I want vertical speed down, 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 down. There we go. Now it's coming. Now we're lowering the nose a little bit. So the autopilot panel on the real King Air right here, much more intuitive to use because you basically just kind of rock it with your fingers. You can feel it. We should get our yaw damper on too. I forgot we're fancy. Where's our yaw damper? Yaw damper engaged. All right, 180 knots, 9.4. We're looking good now. Man, look at that view. All right, I'm going to go back to full screen cam. Oops. I like that theme, though. Okay. Much performance. You guys are killing me. I'm just excited. I get excited when I get in the King Air. All right, now that we're finally calming down, look at these amazing views out here. Goodness. I don't know. Where do you guys want? Oh, my. Look at that shot. If you haven't already, please smash the like button for this because this video is not going to get a lot of likes. It's not going to get a lot of views. But maybe we can hack the algorithm by making the King Air appear as awesome as it really is to fly. So smash down that like button. Everyone smash down that like button. Look at these views, man. I love turboprops. I love King Airs. We're going to have a lot of fun today. We'll keep monitoring our instruments. We're at 10,000 feet. Still 92-ish% on the torque. Let's go ahead and get the rest of our lights off. We'll turn all those off, recogs off, tail flood, so we're just nav, beacon, and strobe. That is Microsoft indeed. If you click the FMA, it will change the vertical speed system. What do you mean? If I click this? What? 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 Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Who said that? Mythos HP. This must be from the latest update. You, my friend, are a legend. Let's go IAS hold here, about 190 knots. So we're yaw nav, IAS hold. Why is our IAS so high? Wow. Mind blown. That is awesome. That is so awesome. That is awesome. Because it makes it so much easier to manipulate. Wow. Okay, so we're pretty much stable now. 190 knots, 13.3. See our torque's dropping off. Going to bump it up a little bit. Still got available room on my power levers, so we'll keep bumping up that torque. We'll keep climbing. We're looking good, and we'll keep the performance going as well. That is just too cool. Thank you, whoever said that, and hats off to the Black Square King Air guys because that is absolutely incredible. Now, I'd love to sit here and just look at views, but we actually need to monitor our instruments on this flight. So we're going to monitor. We're 26 miles out. They added it on the last patch. Good deal. Man. Oh, good. Hope you have a quick and easy build and you're back in the sky. Oh. Uh-oh. I was talking to someone else. Let's hope they improve those views with new atmosphere and ray trace global illumination in 2024. Final light. Hey, man. Did you guys know that Microsoft 2024 is coming out in a couple years? You guys hear about that? No, it looks awesome. I'm excited for it. If you want to hear my full-blown take on it was at the beginning of the stream. The best way I can put it is I reposted a post from John Beckett on my community tab. I couldn't have said it better. I mean, it's just the way Microsoft works. I know there's a lot of us in the flight sim community that are not familiar with... Why can't I, like, go out to the cabin? I thought I used to be able to go into the cabin. There's probably quite a few simmers out here that are not familiar with how Microsoft works. Is maybe you came to the game at X-Plane 11 and then you saw 12 and that's pretty much it, or you saw Microsoft come out. But Microsoft has done this from day one. I mean, there was always a new sim coming out every 2 years, every 4 years. I remember simmers, and myself included, when FS9, so FS9 was, what year was FS9? Because I always want to say it's 2009, but it's not. FS9, when did it release? Let me look that up real quick. Somebody tell me when Flight Sim MSFS9 release. 2004. Was it 3 or 4? Yeah, so I always want to think like 2009, but it was much earlier than that. Here's our altitude alert. We're 1,000 to level off. So FS9 in 2004, guys and gals used that sim for years. And then when FSX released, everybody was so myself included, so invested and had their FS9, FS 2004 running so perfectly. We had all the add-ons, we had our sceneries looking good, we didn't have any crashes, very stable sim. But FSX brought some new tech that it was always in the back of your mind. It was like, man, FSX looks good, but I'm too vested in FS9 right now. So I went on for a while. I eventually made the switch to FSX. Yeah, it's a pain. You got to buy all new sceneries for the most part. Like I said, some developers will offer you a discount, some won't. That's just the name of the game. That's how money works. That's how business works. Now, it's really awesome when they offer you some sort of discount, even if it's 10, 15, 20%. But you can't expect a dev to just give you the new generation simulator add-on for free because you had it in the old generator. That's just not how it worked traditionally in Microsoft. So I eventually made the switch to FSX, and yeah, it was, it kind of sucks when you have to restart. But once you get in that sim, you're like, okay, now I see why. You've unleashed the whole new power of the new simulator. And then it had the acceleration packs they came out. So that's just the name of the game. Everyone needs to calm down. It's just it is what it is. Azobo, Microsoft already said until FS 2000 or 2020, MSFS 2020, they said it's going to be supported. So if you don't want to make the jump, don't make the jump. Continue to fly MSFS 2020. Now we're leveled off in cruise here. Let's do a little cruise check. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring our torque back. Meow. And then we're going to go to quiet cruise modes. We're going to bring our props back. Remember, always bring back your torque first, because as you bring the props back, the torque will increase. I'm going to do about 1,600. Now let's go ahead and get our torque set about 75%. I don't want to be flying too fast on this one because we don't have a whole lot of distance to travel. That is set now. So about 80, 75, 75. Now in cruise, we don't need our ignitions. That could be a company SOP thing, and we're going to go ahead and turn the auto feather off. Now for us, we flew multiple airframes. Some had auto ignition and some didn't. So it was just SOP to turn off the ignition, whether auto or not, once you got to cruise. Because if you had the version that wasn't auto ignition, it would just constantly be firing. So it just made it easier, SOP, to just shut it off in cruise. So auto ignition is off. You'll turn that back on once you start your top of descent. So auto ignition is off. The reason we turn auto feather off in cruise is because in theory now at cruise altitude, if we were to lose an engine, we have time, because altitude equals time. So with time, maybe you want to do a windmill relight, or you can get the engine restarted with the windmill speed, because the only way you're going to start a prop in flight is by getting the prop to spin, and the best way to get it to spin without draining a bunch of power from your airplane is to use airflow. So if you were completely feathered, which we trained this as well, you unfeather the prop and you got to pitch to get the speed of the prop up. You can do windmill assist. So that's why we don't want to feather it immediately in cruise, because you theoretically have time to fix the problem and get it relit. Now, of course, if you're here on cruise and it fails and you can't get it relit, well, now we're going to feather the prop, and then you're just going to be flying along with a feathered prop. So, all right, everything is good here. We're leveled off. How are we looking over there on Nav 2? Nav 2 is showing that we are receiving Nav 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to immediately switch to 16.9. Oop. And we're going to track the 1.5 inbound. Now it's going to make a little left turn, but remember, we're not flying super expensive, we're not flying super fancy people today. So we're just going to flip the VOR switch. We'll let the airplane stabilize, and we'll be good to go. Secu says he ran 2004 until 2014, 2015. Yeah, I know a lot of people who used that sim well into the teens. Now FSX, that was 2006, right? Yeah, FSX was 2006, I think. 2 years after, right? 2004, 2006. So I think I made the switch to FSX in 2007 or 8. So I went a full year before making the switch to FSX, because I had so much time and investment in FS9, just for simplistic purpose, FS9. But then once I hit FSX, that was it. There was no more development after the acceleration packs, and I ran FSX until I can't remember which prepared version I jumped onto, but I eventually switched to P3D, and then I didn't like it. I went back to FSX because my FSX was running better than P3D, and P3D was super expensive. And then I was playing more in P3D, and then before I got super vested, I made the switch to X-Plane 11. And then the rest is history. Steven says, even with FS 2020, I didn't touch it for 2 years. Yeah. I totally hear you, Steven. I kind of was the same way. I didn't mess with Microsoft until, I'm trying to think when I think maybe the 146. I kept vested interest with fly-by-wire because I saw how it was developing. But yeah, once the Phoenix and PMDG dropped, no brainer, man. I think I bypassed, I'm trying to think which sim. So I remember FS 2000. I'm pretty sure I bypassed 2002. Because 2002 didn't even look like it brought anything awesome. So I went from 2000 to 2004. I think I might have even skipped 2002. FS 2024 is clearly an evolution, not a revolution. Exactly, Aaron. That's a good way to put it, man. That's a good way. I bought MS-98 back in the day, and I couldn't figure anything out. Too bad YouTube wasn't around back then. Yeah, Tyson, back then you had to learn it all on your own, man. Remember the paper booklets? I remember reading the booklets that came with the box. And then, oh, geez, FSX was, I think it was like 4 or 5 CDs. They kept getting bigger. So it was first 1 CD, then it was 2 CDs. And then it was 2 CDs for a while. Then I think it was 4 CDs. And you had manuals and all that good stuff. So, heck yeah, man. Oh, look at that shot. Nick, I think FS 2000 was the Concorde. That's why I'm saying that's the one I stayed in. Because I remember the Concorde cover one. I remember that one vividly. And then I also remember 2004 pretty vividly with the 7.4 on the cover, I think. FS 2004 King Flight School. Yeah, exactly. Oh, crap. Do I insert disk 4 or 5 to actually run this thing? Steven, yep, exactly. Exactly. Oh, 2004 was the Concorde Skyfall? Okay, that makes sense then, because I ran that one for a long time. There was one, I might have been 2004, where if you open the cover, it was a 7.4 landing in LAX, And the description on the back of the box, I haven't seen this box in decades, guys, and I can remember what it said. It said something along the lines as you touch down from your flight from Sydney or Tokyo with a puff of smoke in LAX.
Did you see where Mini FCU announced that the Mini Cockpit is now working with the Phoenix?
What?
November can't come soon enough for me.
Callie Simmer, thank you for the $5 bank angle check, my friend. I did not see that, but Mini Cockpit is now working with the Phoenix. That is sweet, dude. That is absolutely awesome. That is really cool, man. Thank you for the $5 bank angle check, Callie Simmer. Appreciate your support. But I was not aware of that, but that makes me even more excited. Yeah, I mean, everyone's freaking out over the 2024. Yo, let's just enjoy what we have right now. I mean, trust me, this is nothing new. Just calm down, enjoy your sim. And the thing is, it's not like having a developer go from X-Plane to Microsoft Flight Sim. All the developers that have been developing for MS 2020, I can't guarantee, but I'm pretty confident that to bring their product to the 2024 platform is probably much easier than doing a complete platform jump from, say, X-Plane to Microsoft. It's the same. It's kind of got the same base coding, right? Chaos probably knows more than that. You guys definitely probably know more in chat, but that's just how. I mean, it's gonna be. That's just how it's gonna be, and hopefully they continue to. I can't wait for 2026. Everyone's talking about 2024. Where's the? I can't wait to see the Microsoft 2026 trailer, because maybe it'll have a proper kingair on it. I remember doing the Sitka approach in FSX, flying over the cruise ship. Yes, or the mission in the DC. Yes, delivering supplies. David, I remember those missions, man. And I think, kind of by looking at the trailer, I kind of think that's what they're trying to go back at. And again, guys, I'm gonna read this post because I know y'all want to know about it. We're 19 miles out. Crap. What do we go after this? Now after this, we're gonna go to 17.7, right? So we're gonna transfer that to active 2, which we're already receiving. Oh boy, so we're already running out of time. We're flying a lot faster than I thought. Let's bring the power back. Let's come back to 70% torque. We're having too much fun talking. I'm going to read an excerpt from the post from Jonathan Beckett. Now, why can't I go look at I guess I can't go in the cabin. Oh well. Let me read you an excerpt. If you haven't read this post yet, please go to the community channel or community tab on my channel. Read the whole post. I'm not taking credit for it. This was posted by Jonathan Beckett. He's another YouTuber who I have no affiliation with. I just stumbled upon his videos and I'm like, I enjoy watching him do stuff. He does some really like oddball flying around. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Throw it up on the background. So there's an excerpt in here. Here we go. It's obvious from the trailer that new features are being added to the simulator to gamify it, which I totally agree. The way that they show all those missions and stuff, which they look fun, but it is 100% gamifying the simulator. Goals, missions, adventures, and more. Given that the simulator has become increasingly accurate over the last 18 months, Phoenix, PMDG, BAE 146, Black Square products, this is huge. The kingair, the Caravan, the Archer, the Arrow, whatever it was. As the simulator has become increasingly accurate over the last 18 months, I can only imagine that a Zobo and Microsoft can see that they are losing players at a rate of knots, pun intended. The casual gamers, Xbox, that want to jump in a plane and do something aren't really interested in how to avoid fouling spark plugs on a cold morning, if the slipstream effect on a given airframe is accurate or not, or if the VNAV works properly on the latest 200-ton tube liner. So I think that's 110% accurate, because Zobo, Microsoft, they're looking at this from a business standpoint. How can they capitalize on the market and get more and more money into their pockets? I mean, that's business. Okay, so as the sim matures, it gets more advanced, and then players are going to drop off. So now you got to do something else to create and bring those players back in, get them to buy add-ons, get them to do missions, and get them to hang around. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles. It's going to continue to roll in that cycle. Now, Why can't they do both? Because that costs money, and you don't make money by just having a sim sit there for 10 years and develop to this super complex thing. The only people that are going to be hanging around are the hardcore simmers, most likely on PC. And once you're down to just those, that's a very small number. Look at X-Plane 11. I think X-Plane 11, X-Plane 12, anybody who still flies in 11 and 12 are probably, the vast majority of them are very hardcore in what they do. They probably have a complex airplane on that simulator platform that they really enjoy. It doesn't offer, that Microsoft right now doesn't offer that airframe. So they're not making the jump. They're not investing because they have their own matured sim with high levels of detail. You're not getting people that just want to get on and fly around and like gamify. You don't have gamers on X-Plane. You don't have gamers in P3D. You didn't have gamers in FSX. You might have a little bit doing the missions, but then it kind of phased out. Anyway. Microsoft Flight. Oh, yeah, talk about flops. All right. I'm old enough to phone the PMDG 757 and fly 2K. Wow. Flight Sim's going to start looking like Farm Simulator. It might, man. All right. 2 half moon bays. Manzolino. There it is. We just went over the VOR. Look at that. All right, so we just went over the VOR. We had the to from flip. So now we're going to go ahead and set 17.7 in our active. So I'm going to set 17.7. I'm going to put it in nav 1, and I'm going to spin the course knob to direct 2. Right there, and nav. Now we're in the turn, and we're going to go direct to 17.7. Let's verify that that is the right freak, because that might be taking us, it's not taking us back, but let's just verify here. So MIA is 17.7. There it is. All right, we're now turning direct to that VOR. Wow, look at that down there. That is beautiful, man. I love this kingair. We need a hardcore, really good sound pack. Jeremy says if they want to gamify Microsoft, that's fine because we already have professional training sims and each sim has its own goals. That's fine. I don't disagree with you, Jeremy. I don't disagree with you. And to be honest with you, as someone who enjoys the more complex add-ons in the sim, doing some of those firefighting missions are kind of fun. Like, am I right? Like, who wants to go do some firefighting and not have to worry about ripping the wings off because it's CG and all that? So, kind of fun. I kind of see where they're going with it. AJ, that's some good auto-worther. Tyson says many great scuba dives down there. Really? Man, it's just beautiful. Look at that. Look at that bay right there. We really should be flying lower. But now we're going to start getting up into some high terrain. So if you're just tuning in, we're going to land here at, what is this airport called? Camaleo? Colima. We're going to land at Colima. We're going to land in Colima. We'll probably just shut down one engine. And then we're going to receive a handheld GPS from our contact. And that GPS position is going to be a location that we need to fly and land at. So that'll be the goal. Now let's go ahead and look at kind of our top of our descent stuff. Chaos, we'll be flying lower. Colima. Okay, yeah. Chaos, we'll be flying lower for the next one. Right now, we're perfectly legal. We're 17.5. We've got our transponder on altitude mode. We're squawking VFR. Hey, there's nothing to worry about, Chaos. We got to do, we're just blending in. You got to blend in. It's once we leave Colima that we may have to turn the transponder off, if you know what I'm saying. So let's do a quick top of descent calculation here. Looking at the airport, let's just pull out the airport diagram. We know where we're going now. Is there a taxi? Yeah, let's look here. Airport parking, all that good stuff. So they got 2 runways, 07 and 25. Airport elevation is 2,500 feet. I'm going to round up. So 2,500 minus 17.5, that's 15,000 feet. So 15 times 3 is 45 miles. So we need to start down. Sure. let's go ahead and scroll our altitude window down to, let's do 7.5 because there is some terrain. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select IAS. I'm going to arm the altitude. Oh, I got to come off 17.5. I'm going to bring the power back a little bit. So now, if we're in IAS hold, which we're about 210 knots, we bring the power back, vertical speed is going to increase, and we're going to start down. Now, just like we talked about in our descent, we'll go ahead and get our auto ignition on. Once we break about 10,000 feet, we'll then arm the auto feather system. So right now, we're in our descent, top of descent, 42 miles to the field, and we're not doing any approaches. We should be able to just pick it up visually and land on 2.5. I'd like to get a METAR from there. Now, I turned off my sim, like audio METAR, so unless I can pick it up. MMAI. Something really close. No, there's no METARs here, so you know we're just gonna have to roll with it. We'll figure it out. We can do a low pass if we need to. Every time I hear you say Colima, I keep hearing the bad guy from Temple of Doom. A lot of people, I think, have a very narrow view of realistic ops in flight sim. If you could accurately model firefighting or an Antarctic cargo flights, that's fantastic news to me. Yeah, man. How about that A400M though? That A400M on the trailer. Now it looked like it was a flying brick. Didn't look all that accurate, just from the excerpt we saw. Maybe I should make a 20-minute video reviewing the A400 footage. Maybe I should do that. You guys think I should do that? Hit the like button if you think I should do that. I wonder if they'll support live weather fires. Tyson, that was the first thing I thought of. I was like, will these fires be live? Because then we all know we're going to be flying in California all the time, if that happens. I'm going to need someone to fly the air ambulance if I try to fly the kingair. And yeah, the fire rescues too. Yeah, Cali Simmer, air ambulance. I saw that. It'd be pretty sweet. I mean, I'm excited for it. But guys, it's so far off. So far off. Have you seen any of Jeff Fabiano's submitted landings? They're pretty good. Jeremy, I have. I watched one of those actually the other day at the hotel. I did watch one of those the other day. Jeff Fabiano's got some good stuff. Live tornadoes, that would be another one. I think that one would be pretty hard unless you had a legit like weather injection METAR system. I don't know. I think that one's going to be pretty hard to recreate, but who knows? It's Microsoft. Yeah, the helicopter flying I'll be interested in too, Chaos. I'm more interested in, are they going to advance the flight modeling, like the CFD bubble, the fluid dynamic bubble and all that? Are they going to continue to advance that, or are they going to continue to Xboxify? And if you've flown Microsoft long enough, you've flown enough add-ons, you probably know what I mean by that. There are some airplanes that feel like you're flying them with a controller. The ATR-72 kind of feels like one of those to me. Like I said, dude, the best procedure to follow for now is to not care about 2024 until 2024. That's a great way to put it, man. HPG is releasing the 7.4 supertanker based on default 7.4 and aerial firefighting. I saw that. I saw a video on that, Winky. I did see a video on that. All right, 7.5. The field is 2,500, so let's call it 35, 45. Let's call it 4,000 feet. We'll fly over at 4,000 feet. 28 miles out. We're starting to pick up some chop here in the descent. So we are going to be going somewhere in this area. Man, that looks good though. That looks awesome. Yeah, the atmosphere looked good and the color palettes look good too. But honestly, how good did, I mean, yeah, it all looks good. I still think 2020 looks good. Colima's on the other side of the volcano. Maybe the town, but I think the airport is in front of it. That's a volcano out there, huh? Out here? I would suggest Phoenix V2 will be released sooner. I don't think we'll see the 380 in Microsoft 2020 now. Scotty 2, I'm not sure. Like, as far as freeware development is concerned, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do that. Here we go. We'll get all our lights on here for landing. We got our auto feather on. Remember, at 10,000 feet. Take a look at our fuel. Plenty of gas. We're looking good. And I don't think anybody's flying into Colima just yet. Colima. We need to make a radio call. We don't want to give away our position. But, yeah, I'm not sure how the freeware development will work, but I guarantee you this: PMDG, INI, Aerosoft, they know the play. Phoenix, I don't know because I saw Amir's response. I mean, that's a believable response that maybe he didn't know. But the companies that are intertwined with Microsoft, they know what's coming, and that's just going to be another way to make money for them. And that's just how business is. That's a good business strategy. Now, as a consumer, is like, oh, gosh, why can't I just pay for an airplane one time and fly it for the next 5 generations of simulators? Yeah, that'd be awesome, but no one's going to make any money. You can't run a business that way. You basically, when you purchase an airplane for a simulator in Microsoft, you gotta justify, okay, will this $50 airplane bring me enough enjoyment for until the next sim releases for another 2 years? Will I get enough enjoyment out of this module or this aircraft for the next couple of years? If the answer is yes, then jump on. If you're like, man, I might only fly it once or twice, then maybe you shouldn't pick it up. James, good to see you, man. Stepping out of the commercial flight deck today, huh? Yeah, James, we're doing something a little bit more under the radar today. A little sneaky. Considering most add-ons work in 24, I don't see why they wouldn't develop it for 2020. You talking about the 380? One sure way to get me to Microsoft 2024 is to make the flight dynamics the most realistic compared to any other sim. Yeah, otherwise it'll be tempting to pass over. V2 plus 10, that's an important speed. Yeah. You have a good point. Yeah, if they came out and said all the flight dynamics in 24 now are completely revamped, basically every add-on that comes in has a whole new flight model rework. Oh yeah, then I'll Alta for 2020 and fly whatever airplanes I can in 24 until we get new ones. They're complex ones. I don't foresee that happening though. I think they might expand and build upon. Look at our calculation, guys. 12 miles out, we're coming through 5,000 feet, almost 2,000 above. We're looking real good. We'll fly right over the field. We'll make sure it's clear. Then we'll make a visual traffic pattern entry. I know business often annoys consumers, but as someone who is desperately trying to find ways to make money, I can totally understand why business things like this. Yep, Jeremy, it's true. It's a harsh reality of business. I think the background of the sim is going to stay the same. That's why add-ons will be usable in the new game. The same situation with 12 where a lot of updates mirrored. Yeah, I think so too. I think it's pretty obvious that it's going to work out that way. Wow, it is choppy out here though. All right, we're leveling 4,000 feet. We're 9 miles from the VOR. I'm going to slow to like 180 knots here just because I'm not quite sure where the airport is. Should be off our nose here in a little bit because the VOR is on. There's 180. Let's bring our power back in. The VOR is on the field, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. So the VOR is on the field. We could land either 7 or 2.5. We're pretty much set up for a runway 7 straight in at this point. I tell you what, let's go ahead and descend to 3,500. Whoa. Alright, it's getting really choppy. I'll start saving for a 10 terabyte high drive so I can run both. Are you serious right now? Look at this turbulence, y'all. IS hold. Alright, we'll just hold 4,000. We're 5 miles. Oh, I see the field. I can see it. Jeez. It's right there. We are just getting rocked. This is going to make for a very interesting approach to our next destination. Welcome to Mexico in the middle of the summer in the middle of the day. Dougal, you're going to enjoy the next one, my friend. All right, here we go. We're going to start flying. Autopilot's coming off. Whoa there. I'm going to bring the power out. We're going to go ahead and get all of our good stuff off. Let's go ahead and get the... I don't need you on there. I don't need you on there. I don't need the flight director on either. Where is L flight director? All right, we're going to basically make a low pass. We're going to come right down the runway. Let's bring that power out. I'm going to bump the props up just a little bit here. High speed, low pass on runway 7. We're going to look for a windsock. We're going to make sure it's clear. Looking for that windsock now. Which we're not seeing. Oh, there it is right there. I see a windsock off the end. Let's see which direction it's blowing. Looks like we're going to have a nice crosswind. All right, so it looks like it's favoring 2.5. All right, let's go ahead and climb up. It's favoring 2.5, but it's definitely going to be a crosswind. So we'll kind of make a little loop-de-doo here and come back around for runway 2.5. $2,500 was the field. So we'll come up a little bit more. We're 160 now. We don't need to be going super fast. Let's get the Boeing cam on. Is that what they teach at Amflight? Nah, man. This is what they teach at... That's what they teach down here. All right, let's go ahead and make a teardrop back to the left. Come around for 2.5. Now, coincidentally, our HSI is set for 2.5, but remember, that's for the VOR, not for anything on the runway. So it's going to displace out, but it's going to give you a rough idea of runway 2.5. So we're 3,100 feet. We're about 900 feet below, or 900 feet above field. No, 600 feet above field. This is not a traditional procedure, but today is not about tradition. Today is about flying to uncontrolled airports, VFR. Bank angle check. Uh-oh.
Hey pilot, could you do something about all the bumping around back here? It's hard to chop all this 100% yayo sample cut. I don't want to hit a pocket and end up with the straw halfway up my nose.
Seat 2A, appreciate the $5 bank angle check, my friend. Yeah, I can't do anything about the turbulence, man. We're just going to have to deal with it. I'm sorry, dude. Appreciate the support. Here comes our white arc. We'll go flaps 1. Coming back to 140 knots. Flaps 2. Coming out 120 knots now. I'm going to leave flaps where they are because with this type of wind condition, I don't really need a ton of drag here. Now props aren't full forward. That master caution I should have canceled, but I'm too busy trying to get her down right now. All right, let's go ahead and bring it out. Props full forward. Reverse. I gotta run into the wind. A little bit of brake. We can make this turn off right here. Bring it out. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Colima. That was definitely a bumpy ride down here. I'm not even sure this is a full-blown taxiway, but we're going to take it anyway. What are we blinking at? Oh, refuel fuel quantity. Wow, we're actually getting a little bit low. So as we clear here, let's go ahead and get our lights off, turn that off, and that strobe can come off as well. Now we're going to basically do a hot refuel, and we got to pick up a special package here. Artland, thank you for the continued support, man. 4 months. He says, great to see some PT6 again on the channel. Hey, Arlen, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the support. Indeed. Glad you're enjoying it. All right, here's the fuel farm over here. Let's taxi to the fuel farm. Kill the taxi light. Left our flaps hanging. Burp. All right, let's do a quick shutdown. Oh, look at that. Yes, please. Hold on. Before I do that, let me go brakes on. And I tell you what, let's clear that off, auto feather off, and then we'll do avionics power off, inverters off. Inverters off, and they were in the bus transfer position. Now let's go ahead and, I was going to do a hot refuel, but we'll go ahead and kill them both. Do about 50%, we'll feather the props. I don't need GSX. Master caution, cancel. It's going to get toasty in here. Let's open up the windows. And then after that, we'll hit the crash bar, and we're pretty much secured for a little bit of top off. And then we're going to have to get rid of the fly live overlay because we're going somewhere unknown. Why do those guys with our packages also have big guns? Key 6, don't worry about it. You saw nothing. All right, for our flight out of here, we're going to need a little bit more gas. Look at that. We burned a lot more than I thought. So we're going to take 20... We got to be careful on this. We're going to take 30% fuel, which is... That's 100... what's that in pounds? I can think better. So that's, call it 1,200 pounds. I tell you what, in case we got to do a, we'll do 40. All right, 40% is set. Now, passenger weights are fine. Pilot, let's go ahead and reset these. Let's do 200 here. I think the FO was 170 pounds. I'm going to bump up. We've now picked up our mechanic, quote unquote. So that's all we need. Now let's go ahead and zero. I wish I could zero out these all at once. I'm going to zero all these out because we're just getting our GPS location. Now we're a little bit on the forward limit, a little bit right of center. Everything else looks good. We're 12 of 16,000 pounds. So that is good. So with that done, let's go ahead and now we're just going to get real interesting. So in the black square, it's really cool. They do the GNS stow. So this is what we're not going to do the fancy one. All we can afford here is the GNS 530. So with the 530 on, let's go ahead and get our battery switch on, and then we're going to go ahead and do an external power connect. Now, in the black square, you always have external power available. With it flashing, that means it's available. So let's go external power on, avionics master on. We'll cancel out the cautions. Now, we should have a preloaded waypoint to somewhere spicy. Freight in kilos or pounds? Oh boy, we're going to get demonetized. Last man that asked that didn't get his answer. Thank you for flying Pablo Escobar Airlines. Oh, what did he say? Hold on, I got to bump up V-Pilot. Bump up V-Pilot again. I couldn't hear what he was. Was he landing here? Last call. Were you landing, Colima?
I'm landing 25 right now on the base.
Copy that. We're clear. We're off in the fuel farm. All right, so with someone else is landing 25 on the base leg. Let's let our, okay, so our handheld GPS has been turned on, okay, and flat, and Mike, yeah, it's acquiring satellites. How do I, come on. Nav page 4. No, did it? Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Mike, Tango, Foxtrot. So we're going to go direct to, I'm just going to recenter it. Mike, Tango, Foxtrot.
Traffic, 91 Tango Whiskey, don't find over number 5.
El Jabali Airport. Yeah. Okay, so this is where we need to go to pick up some stuff. Aviation Blaze, good to see you, man. He said, just woke up now on Dallas. Flight didn't get in till 3:30 this morning. Ouch. And I didn't get home till about 5:30. Oof. Got to see the morning shift, though. Aviation Blaze, thank you for the $5 super chat, man. I appreciate you. Very kind of you, my friend. Well, you joined just in time because we're about to go have some fun. Now, this is our location that we need to go to, which is direct to, but if you look, there's a lot of terrain. So we're going to have to do some fancy flying, if I may, to get over there. Now, there's another destination that is not marked. I'm trying to remember. Stand by 1 second. Did I put it over here? It's like, oh no, I just closed that. Wow, I almost just closed the whole stream down. Give me a second, guys. I wrote it down, and I'm trying to remember where I put it. It's not on I should have just had it on my desktop or something. Bum, ba-dum, bum.
Colima traffic 913 to the short side of everything.
No, I don't see it. Okay, rip. Somebody's still landing. Short final 2.5. He should be coming into view here pretty soon. All right, we're not going to worry about that. So for this one, though, let's go ahead and turn our transponder into the... oh, we can't turn it? Standby. That's fine. Standby position. COM 1 is fine. Navs are set. We have no nav radios to track, nothing to track. What we do need to do is switch this to a GPS mode. So we're going to come down and... oh, I still have the yaw damper on. I should have shut that off. That's half bank and all that. Where is my... there we go. Prop sync. Oh, we forgot to talk about that. I can hear someone landing. Quick, we need to get out of here. Oh, CDI needle. We're going to go GPS. GPS is armed. And we've got our fuel. Yes, we do. We're topped off. Let's close it up. And let's get out of here. So let's go ahead and turn our avionics off. We'll turn our external power switch off. Our battery is on. We're going to go beacon light on, which it is. Strobe lights off. And let's go ahead and idle forward cutoff. Let's go ahead and turn 2. Now we start going incognito. Rotation. Now I do have engine damage on, so I got to be careful. I'm going to let this max motor here. I don't want to keep smoking the temps on start. Ooh, a 310. That's very fitting. ITT was right at the limit. This feels like Tom Cruise American Made. That did end well. That's what we're going for. 50% starter off. ITT rollback. We're stable. Inverter. Generator resetting on. High idle. All right, stable at high idle. We're going to go ahead and turn 1. I got to really watch this ITT. I don't see where it's temping out. I think the ITT simulation is messed up because max motoring, we shouldn't jump that high. Now it is warm out, but there's max motoring, low idle. 910. So we're still below. We're still definitely within limits. So we're fine. ITT's on the rise. We're waiting for 50%. God, that airplane is so loud out there. Close that VATSIM airplane. 50% starter cutout. ITT's on the rollback. It already rolled back. We're looking good. Let's go inverter. Resetting on. Bring number 2 back to low idle. With that in low idle, we'll go avionics master. We'll make sure everything is synced up. And I'm drawing a... where is the flight director? Am I going crazy? For this one, we're not going to be going up that high, I don't think. We're going to bring this. We're basically going to be running virtually unpressurized. Why can't I get my flight director off the screen? I cannot. I am seriously drawing a blank right now. I don't want my flight director on. Yaw damper, autopilot, half bank. Oh, is it because I... Oh, hold on. No? Oh, well, we'll leave it on, I guess. All right, let's hit enter. Okay. Acquiring. We've got to let our satellites build up, and then we're going to get out of here. Our cruise altitude is unknown. We're going to just set 6,500 for right now. All right. Yo, I have a question. Are you a huge fan of planes and plane controls inside? Of course, man. All right, there we go. There is our flight plan. Basically, direct to Mike Tango Fox. Oh, you know what? I think I can see our other location. Mike Tango X-ray. I think that's where we were. That's our other location. I think that's where we're going to park. We got to go to Mike Tango Fox, though. All right, we're ready to go. Let's release the brakes. Taxi. No lights. No use of lights. No need to draw attention to ourselves. We're going to blast off 2.5. Let's go. Federales monitoring active. Yours kind of red lines as well, Team Vodka? Alright. Let's go ahead and hit the magic barrel ref key. 2997 now, 2500. We don't need to do any more checks. We're going to arm the auto feather. Auto ignitions into arm. Cowboy 22 kilo cleared for takeoff. Colima traffic, Cowboy 22 kilo departing runway 25. Colima. Alright, that's all set. We're good down there. I forgot to shut off the environmentals on the last shutdown, so. RIP. Now, I don't know if that's going to be... I think that's going to be plenty of runway. We'll do an intersection takeoff. I need to spin my course line around. Now, you'll notice here that course line is not going to deviate like a regular CDI. So, go ahead and spin the heading bug around. About 250. Yeah, we should have plenty of room. We'll do a static. I'll tell you what, we'll do one notch of flaps for takeoff position. We'll do a static here as well. Make sure we're lined up, ready to go. This is going to be, this is what we're going to do. So for our next departure, we're going to have to do a soft field takeoff. So we're going to practice a soft field takeoff on this departure. So what we're going to do is we're basically going to set our trim. I'm going to set it up. I kind of want an early rotation here. Verify flaps approach. They are. And I'm basically going to hold back on the yoke. I'm going to get the airplane to pop up into the ground effect, and then we're going to basically fly it, suck up the gear, and accelerate. So this is a practice for what we actually have to do here when we take off from our next destination. Allegedly, possibly, I don't know. Don't ask me any questions. Here we go. Just don't over-tempt the engines because failures do happen. I actually had a hot start in practice. All right, here we go. Let's get the props up. We're stable there. Torques are coming up. Now let's go ahead and get our power in. Set torque. Right 100%. Starting to over torque a little bit. Bring that torque back down. Feel that nose wheel coming up. Whoa, don't hit the tail. We're in ground effect. Let's go ahead and suck up the gear. There's 120 knots. Let's go ahead and maintain blue line. Now I'm going to lower the nose out of 1,000 feet. Track the flaps. Get that little bit of pitch down in there now. We're going to get our pitch set for climb. Now we need to come back and join our course line to our unknown destination. Spin that heading bug around. I'm going to set up about a 290 intercept. And we'll set 7,000. We want to fly at odd altitudes. We're going to set 7,800 because we're not talking to anybody. We don't want to be at a popular altitude. So evens, odds, plus 500s. We want to be somewhere in the middle. Fun fact, when you have some type of emergency descent, when you're in, say, the Airbus over a waters route or a track route, you offset and descend 200, 300 feet. So you don't hit anybody. So kind of what we're doing here, but for much more nefarious purposes. Now I need to get a proper course line here as well. We're going to redirect us, so we're going to go direct. It won't let me do that. So flight plan, why won't it let me redirect it? I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go autopilot heading and IS hold. Bring that down, bring our props back. Fly the airplane first. All right, looking good now. All right, what's going on here? What is our... Why won't it let me redirect the course line? It's got to be... Let's come right, further right. Altitude alert. 1,000 feet to go. Now it should, this is why you need a proper GPS. Mike, Tango Fox. It's actually going to be right off our nose here. I don't think that's the proper airport. Maybe it is. Let's keep coming to the right. Respin my course around. Let's go ahead and bring the power back. This may be the wrong destination, y'all. I have to redo it. Course 304. That doesn't make sense. Let's see where we're going. We're 7,800. This is how people become missing. Yeah, so apparently the GPS that was given to us is not correct. Oh no, I think it might be. I think it might be, y'all. Let's go ahead and bring the power back. It is correct. I see our landmarks. Alright. Autopilot's coming off. That's the gear horn alert. Don't worry about that. So we are landing down here. So we're going to circle out. We have to do a low pass to make sure there's no obstacles on the runways. Yeah, prop sync doesn't exist in this airplane. That's our first destination. There's a strip right here, an all-grass strip. All right, so we're 200 knots. Coming down. Watch that. I'm going to help slow down by getting a little more prop drag. I'm going to get my props full forward. Now, in this particular instance, we're actually going to need high idle. Now, this shouldn't be changing anything in flight here. I shouldn't have any change in flight. That's not accurate. What it will do, it will give us more reverse. All right, let's come back around. We might need the replay for this one, so let's get the flight replay going as well. I didn't realize how short this flight was. Alright, the replay is ready. I gotta turn the sim down because I can't hear myself. Alright, now we're in the base of those mountains. 6,000 feet. Seems like a pretty decent altitude, so I'm gonna set 6 as kind of an altitude alert. So I got 6,000 set. Wow, we are still getting bumped around. We're 180 knots though. We're looking good on speed. Now on this particular low pass, we want to make sure that, number one, the runway's clear, and we also want to be looking for what are our go-around options here. So we're going to be coming in the clean configuration at a higher speed, so we'll be able to have better terrain clearance. But if we were coming in the landing configuration and we mess this thing up, what are we going to do to go around? So we're going to kind of look that. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and lower the nose now. We're going to come right down the runway, quote-unquote runway. Shaq, Michelin star bank shop down there. Oh my gosh. Alright, so here we go. Super low level pass, 200 knots, bring the power out a little bit, just right above the gear warning horn. Alright, so this is what we're looking at. There's actually 2 fields here. Let's keep our speed up here. So this first one looks plenty long. We don't want to land in that second one, but if we have to go around and try it again, we can either bust out immediately to the right, which that looks a little bit aggressive, or we can take this route here, path of least resistance. I like this path right here. So let's go ahead and circle back for an actual approach. Let's go ahead and get a little more power in there. Be mindful of that torque. Now, with the way the winds are, this could be interesting. Oh, there's a mountain there. Keep climbing, keep climbing. Power, power, power. Now, I really wish I had track IR on for this. Alright, but I like that approach. Basically, when we turn around, we put the mountains basically landing at the footholds of those mountains out there. Look how close that terrain is right there. Alright, so let's set up for an actual approach. 6,000 altitude alert. We're going above that. That's normal, so just have that for situational awareness. Maintaining somewhat of 180 knots. Cabron! Tripwire. Oh, good to see you. Was that gunfire I heard? Yeah, you might have heard a lot of things. All right, now the key to landing in a place like this, not that I've ever done it, you gotta make sure you are somewhat stable, because if you try to make one of these landings with a super unstable final approach, you're probably going to ball it up, because the approach itself is going to be tricky. So give yourself some time, get stable. There's 7,000. We don't need to keep climbing. Let's go ahead and level here. I'm going to go a few more seconds outbound, give myself a nice long final. The good thing about the kingair is we know we can go down and slow down, or at least go down and maintain our current speed, especially in the landing configuration. So kind of a pseudo-tactical approach. We know we can do that in this airplane, especially with props full forward. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and get the gear down as we start the base turn. Or 180 knots. And now the reason I'm doing that is because you could silence that in real life, but I don't have that button bound and I don't want to click it. So gear's coming down. I'm starting a nice descent rate. Let's go ahead and get some trim in there. As soon as I hit that wide arc, we'll go approach flaps. Right about there. It might overspeed the flaps a little bit, but that's fine. It's Mexico. Now 120 knots seemed pretty good on that other approach we did. So come around the corner here. Alright, I can see my landing field. Second notch of flaps in. We are full forward. We are high idle. And this is when we're going to start the replay. Speedbird! Speedbird, don't judge me, man. Alright, flaps full, 120 knots. Gear is down. Props are full forward. High idle selected. We're somewhat stable. Now let's get our power in there. Tyson, you been here in real life? All right, we're on course with the runway. Now, if I wish I could spin my course knob around just to give me a reference. Right about there is about the runway heading, just so I have something to look at in my instruments if I have to go missed. 120 knots, very turbulent coming down here. Cartel SOP somewhat stable before touchdown. Killing me. Alright, now we're not going for a butter, but we don't want to break the airplane either, because we still have to try to go somewhere else. Coming in right over the house. 120, here we go. Bring it out. Bring power out. Don't float it. Nice and easy. Ooh, that was a little firm. Try to keep that nose wheel from digging in. And come right back to low idle. Cabron! Wow, a lot of frame drop there. I don't know what's going on with that. Slow her down, slow her down, slow her down. Flight dispatch, the speedbed himself. Don't judge me. Speedbed, don't judge me. Gifting 10 members to the channel. Guys, if you like this kind of nonsense and you are appreciative of that, make sure you give Flight Dispatch a thank you in chat for gifting you a membership to the nonsense that is the V1 channel. Appreciate the support, Flight Dispatch. Very kind of you, my friend. And let's go ahead and taxi back to our resort over here. And we should get out of here. Now, should we take off? I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go... we're going to have to analyze this. So we're going to go ahead and stop here. I'll park next to the runway. No, let's go down there. Let's go down and check out that resort. We can stop the recording, though. We don't need that. Is that package that landed? Is that security? I did see someone land behind us. Whoever that is, that's awesome. I guess I should go on the mode part over here. All right, now the fun, even more fun, is there's another destination that I don't remember the identifier, and I vaguely remember where it is. We're gonna have to try to get there. We are gonna do a soft field takeoff out of here, but I've got to analyze if we're going out over the cliff or into the mountains. I think we're going to take a tailwind and we're going to go out right over the house, because if we don't have enough lift, we might be able to continue to fly. If we go the other way on departure, there's a whole lot of terrain back there, so we're going to analyze. We have to pick up the load. We got a lot of basil and herbs over here. This is a nice herb plantation, so let's go ahead and pick up our stuff here at this totally non-suspicious looking building. Right about here looks good. Looks totally safe. Nothing to see here. Brakes are set. That's off. Auto feather is off. We're definitely, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go environmental off. And then we're going to go avionics master, inverters off. And here we go. Idle power, idle cutoff.
Couldn't find valid airport data at this position.
Yeah, you're telling me. Out of 50%, we're going to feather the props. Crash bar can come down. Transponders are definitely off. All right, we are shut down. Now, this is where it's going to get interesting. I'm going to save this replay because we're going to continue flying. So I'm going to save this replay as Basel Airport landing. All right, so the Basel Airport landing has been saved. Now, let's go ahead and load our packages. So, weight and balance. Unscrew the silencers from the propellers. It could be DEA. All right, so same amount of fuel here, but now our payload is going to be significantly increased. And I need to move more to the front. That's not the front. Where's the front? Screw it. Let's go full-blown Barry Seal. So let's do like 800. I know it says pilot, but I'm trying to move this forward. So I'm trying to move the CG forward. There we go. There we go. Oh, look, we're overweight with an aft CG. I think that's pretty Barry Seal enough. We're about 1,000 pounds overweight. Man, I need some Barry Seal American-made sound clips. All right, I think we're loaded up. So. Oh,
Oi, amigo. I'm going to need a couple of shots of tequila after these last couple of runs. I'm feeling a bit shaky here, and I think I made a mess in the back.
Hey, Callie Simmer, don't worry about it, man. Pass some of those shots up front, will you? Pass some of those shots up front, my friend. Appreciate the support, dude. Thank you, thank you. All right. Why did you use the company card to pay? My God, we need to have, this is something I would love to do. We need to have like an American-made movie watch-along, because if you haven't seen that movie, you need to see it. And it's one of the greatest movies of all time. I love that movie. All right, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Strap a ball in the co-pilot seat and a brick on the floor. All right, let's analyze our situation here. Let's try to bring back some of the edutainment to this. Wow, look at that mountain over there. So if I was Tom Cruise, i.e. Barry Seal, and I was 1,000 pounds overweight and I'm going to take off in the grass, I can either elect to go with a tailwind and try to clear what appears to be at least a 50-foot obstacle. This is a very interesting designed house out here in the middle of nowhere. This is very sus. So we can either use the tailwind, try to clear that house. We might be able to sneak by right through here, actually, if we're a little bit heavy. But then once we clear the trees, we've got falling terrain. All right, so we got falling terrain away from us, which I like. Or we can take the headwind and go into the terrain with 1,000 pounds of 1,000 pounds overweight. Now, if we go into the terrain, we know we can escape right or left, perhaps. I think we need to put a poll in chat. I'm gonna let you guys decide. We're 1,000 pounds overweight. So take off. Which direction? And into terrain. Into house are your two options. So we'll go ahead and get a post up there. That's a trap house. Speaking of tequila, I tried a ghost pepper tequila for the first time the other day, and well, didn't think I'm ever doing that again. Yeah, ghost peppers, man, I could not do it. 100% could not do it. I had on my honeymoon, I was in Jamaica. They had, what is the Scotch bonnet? Is that what it is in Jamaica? Man, I got one of those in my food. It wasn't supposed to be in there. I was supposed to use it for flavor, and I literally almost threw up. Like, it was a very, very miserable experience for me. Wow, we're getting kind of I'm going to let this go until we hit 100, and I need 150 votes. I need 150 votes. So it's a tight poll. Into terrain or into the house, we're 1,000 pounds overweight. Which way are we going to depart? I need 150 votes. James, good to see you. Came back from Canada, and he was kind of arguing with another guy in chat. Hey, man. We got no arguing here today. We got stuff to deliver. We are the gringos that are delivering today. I actually use ghost pepper seasoning on most of my food, but something about the mix with tequila just killed you. Yeah, it was not a pleasant experience. Scotch bonnets, yeah. You're Jamaican, Dadas? Awesome, man. I love Jamaica. We had our honeymoon down there. It was a beautiful time. I love flying in Jamaica, too. It's beautiful. So beautiful flying down to Montego Bay. Awesome stuff. Do I vote for safety or entertainment? I don't know. We're looking. We got 25 more votes to go. Don't make it 50-50. Whatever you do, don't make it 50-50. What do you think about pursuing a career in aviation with today's job market? Hell, Max, I think it's a great opportunity, man. But you better jump on it quick, especially if you're talking about U.S.
For delivering the goods. Pablo appreciates it.
Flight dispatch the Speedbed himself. Thank you, man. I appreciate the support. Thank you for the $6 bank angle check, the legendary Speedbed himself. Oh, no.
Wait, I know this answer. I've been watching missionary bush pilot videos. One thing that you have to be very careful for, cargo shift will throw off your CG.
Yes, indeed. Seat 2A, thank you for the $5 bank angle check, man. I've watched a couple of his videos as well. They're very entertaining. That is some crazy flying they do in that Kodiak, man. Thank you again, Seat 2A. Appreciate you. Hopefully no cargo shift. All right, one more vote. It looks like it's going to be into the terrain, which is going to be very interesting. All right, so we're going to end the poll. Into terrain it is. Model match actually showing GA instead of subbing for an airliner. I know, isn't that pretty neat? We got a proper little 310 there. Okay, so before we completely do this, let's start up And then I'm going to look on the map. Matter of fact, I wish I could use the VFR map. So there was another field which we may not be able to find. I swear it was, so you took off from here and you went up the valley and it was, oh man, it might be on our 430 or 530 over here. We're going to have to look on our 530 for our destination. So let's go ahead and fire this thing up and we'll make sure everything's charging and then we're going to attempt some suspicious activity here. Beacon is on already by default. That's good. Nav, idle, forward, cutoff. You guys should be getting the hang of this startup by now. 1, 2, and 3. We'll clear that. Everything looks good. Good to start. And ignition number 2. Here we go. Skyfall. Coming in with a $20 super chat, man. Flying with you today after today's flight. I'm questioning you with these locations. Skyfall, that must be you in the 310 behind us, man. I appreciate the support. Thank you for that massive $20 super chat, my friend. Thanks for flying along. Yeah, it's definitely questionable destinations, isn't it? Appreciate the support, though, man. Thank you for that. Much appreciated. All right, on, reset, and on. Let's go high idle. As soon as we're stable, we'll do cross-gen on number 1. And here we go. Oop, that's not the right switch. There it is. See how the props came out of feather before start? That's not it. That's not accurate at all. And fuel. How long do I think the airline job market will be like this? Well, that's hard to say because there could always be another COVID. You never know when the next COVID is coming, and I guarantee you it's coming. So, the best way to do it is if it's something you want to do, jump on it now because there's no time like the present, man. It's just the more days you sit around thinking about it, you're just wasting seniority numbers. So, all right, resetting on. We're gonna come back to high idle or low idle. We're at 4,500 feet, though. We might actually go to high idle for this taxi. We'll see, because we are going to be overweight. We got 2 good starts. Inverters are on. Let's go Master Avionics. Oh, don't need that just yet. Master Avionics is coming on. All right, so we're all started up. We're going to be taking off into terrain with the headwind. No secret tasting from the cargo. FAA about to be like, yeah, we're not giving you a number. We're calling you directly. Let's let our GPS load up here. Now, if we cannot find this location, we're going to have to take this load back to Colima, and then we'll wrap it up there. But there was another airport that was even more challenging. So let's let it acquire satellites. Let's let it do its thing. Shaq, you got accepted to Lift Academy in Myrtle for Republic Airways. Shaq, dude, congratulations, man. That is a big deal, Shaq. That is absolutely awesome, man. I'm so happy to hear that. Congratulations. Please, please, please keep me posted at the very least, if not post in the Discord, of your progress, man. That's very exciting news, man. That is really, really awesome, man. That's a good deal, Shaq. Hey, I saw you flying into Santos Dumont the other day, too. I saw that landing over there. That's pretty good, man. That was pretty good. All right, let's zoom out the map. Mike. I want to say it was Mike Tango X-Ray. You know what? I remember how I found it. I remember. We're actually gonna have to use some of our. We're going to have to use some of our charts here again. So I was flying this VOR out. I was flying Victor 61, and it's basically right here. It's Ciudad Guzman. No, it wasn't. That was an actual pavement strip. It wasn't there. It was over here. It was over here somewhere. So let's zoom out. I'm gonna go Let's go direct Mike Tango X-ray. Let's see if that's it. It might be it. Mike Tango X-ray. And yes, I'm totally happy. Tuxpan, I don't think that was it. Alright, en route. Puerto Vallarta. No, I don't want that. Nearest. Let me look here. VFR, Mike Kilo Mike. Maybe it was Kilo Mike. We'll see. We're going to fly a little bit. We'll fly towards Tango X-ray, and then we'll figure it out. We'll see if we can find it. All right. We need to take off into the terrain. Let's do this. We're 1,000 pounds overweight. Brakes released. This might be interesting. Yeah, we are... we are pretty high idle. Let's go high idle. There we go. All right. We're cooking with gas now. All right, so we're going to use right here. Trying to use all the available runway here. Come on, baby, come on. Mike 25. Maybe it was Mike 25, AJ. Hold on, let me see where that is on the, let me see where that is. Because I want to say it was a number. I want to say it was a number. It was a tiny, tiny little, like you could, if you didn't have GPS, you weren't going to. It was Mike 25, I think. We're going to Mike 25. That's where we're dropping off the goods. And if we cannot land there, which I don't know if we'll be able to, then we're going to have to go to the other place. The other destination. Undisclosed. It's pavement, though. All right, let's go ahead and do this. I tell you what, I'm going to record the takeoff. Recording is on. We're going to have a bunch of replays to watch after this stream. Let's go ahead and do auto feather arm. You know what? I'm going to turn the auto feather off. Yeah, we're going to do auto feather. Auto feather's on. No lights. Brakes released. Trim is set basically all the way up to the green band, as far as we can go in the green. And got speed. So, spool them up. This. There's 100%. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, come back. Come on, baby. Flaps. We never retracted them. One notch. Come on, come on, come on. Whoa! Stall. Gear. Jeez. Stall. Oh my God. In thrust we trust. We got it. We got it. We're out of it. I'm torching my engines. Come on, baby. Come on. If I pull back at all, we're stalling. Lower that nose. Get some more speed. Get some more speed. Get some more speed. There's 120. We gotta find a way out of these mountains, y'all. Come on, baby. Climb. What's off to my right? Yeah, right here, right here. Lower that nose. I want to level the wings, get better climb performance. Oh, jeez. Come on. Come on. 120 knots for blue line. Let's go. We're gonna clear it. We're gonna clear it. We're over torquing. We gotta clear this. We gotta clear this. Come on. Jeez. We did it. We did it. We did it. Lower that nose. Build up some speed. Get that trim back in there. Flaps are coming up. 140. We're right at 100% on the torque. We're a little bit over. Bring the torque back a little bit. Heck yeah. Cam and Rich, the funny part about that is I'm actually getting line checked on my next flight. Hoo-yah. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you depart from wherever that was. All right, let's go ahead and get everything back down here. Bring our torque down, bring our props down. That was very American made. That stall warning horn was pretty awesome. I was not, I mean, if I pulled back at all, it was. We don't want to climb too high, and I don't want to burn too much fuel, so I got to bring the torque back. Let's bring our props back. Do 7,300. That'll be our altitude. Let's get our heading set up here. My course line, I can't get it to redraw like it would in real life, so I'm going to set my heading bug. I think we'll clear that at 7,300 feet. Actually, we can do 7,200 feet. We'll go autopilot on heading. Why are you descending? Why are you? Oh, because our barrel ref. Alright, now this autopilot panel is doing something weird to me. The autopilot panel is not doing what I wanted it to do. It just like ripped our trim all the way forward. Alright, 7,500 feet. Autopilot, altitude hold, heading mode. Should be good. Oh, I think this one, this isn't it. This is, I know where Mike 25 is. This is a paved strip. That's all right. We're heavy enough, though. I think we're going to have to go here. There's no way we'd be able to stop at our other one. Cantley Simmer says, you, my friend, are a steely-eyed missile man. I'm going to go pass out for the rest of the flight. Hey, don't pass out just yet. We got to deliver the goods, man. We've already picked them up. Look at our AOA. We're at 7,500 feet. Look at the airplane. It's like, meh. Yeah, it's like it's. Oh, that's a good point. Almost like the autopilot isn't tuned for an overweight flight. Yeah, we are 1,000 pounds overweight. So, I don't think I know this isn't. I know where this is. This was our alternate. If we can't land at the other field, we were going to land here.
Coming on the left base.
I think it might be Mike Lima Victor. Let's see. Actually, we're going to fly over the top of that. We'll go over the lake. That's fine. We don't want to get too far, though, because then we're going to get up. We're going to be in Guadalajara. Just looking at all the available nearest airports. So right down here it is. That is the strip. That was our alternate destination. But we are getting paid to go to Mike, might be Lima Victor. Let's go ahead and turn to heading 270. So that is our, if we cannot make our primary, that is our alternate destination. But we're going to spin around. We're going to try to go to Mike Lima Victor. And we'll see if we can get any info on this one. QRSTUV. San Gabriel. That seems like a legit airport. Is that like a legit airport? Oh, we're gonna have to climb over these mountains too. Jeez. I don't think it was Mike Lima Victor. We're in nav mode now. Yeah. Tell you what, we're going to disconnect you again. Oh, there goes the traffic. Why is our trim is like ran way up on us? The trim went way up on it. We're going to go around not the highest part of this mountain. Gabe, good to see you, man. How does redispatch work in such an instance? Okay, yeah, airplane really brake part for land here, please somewhere else. That sounds about right. Alright, let's get back down to 9,000 feet. There we go. Let's clear out that whole flight director thing. It was fighting me. We'll cross the hills here. 9,000 is good. We got to keep an eye on our fuel too. Traffic being intercepted. Autopilot heading out.
The last thing you want on a sketchy climb out is for the locals to have to top off your tanks with the gas that they use to wash out the precursors.
Oh my gosh. Yes, you're absolutely right, C2A. Thank you, man, for the $5 the bank angle check right back at you again. Yes, you're absolutely right. The problem, though, with taking more fuel is that we wouldn't have, I don't think we would have been able to get out of there. 1,000 pounds overweight and this temperature, I don't know if we would have been able to get out of there. I really don't. It's definitely tight. But thank you, C2A. Appreciate you. Yeah, but I don't know what's worse, having to do that or end up having to use local fuel, like you said. There's something to be said about that because the whole about tankering fuel, depending on where you fly to in real life, that's a real thing. Team Vodka is starting on reducing the cargo weight. I'd love a Metroliner. I would love one, but I don't think we have one available that's really good, do we? All right, so Mike Alpha India, this might be where we need to go. All right, let's go ahead and let's drop down to the deck. Autopilot's coming off, power's coming back. This might be where we're supposed to go. Props are coming full forward, give myself a little bit of drag, coming back to the nose view here. Now there is apparently a strip somewhere here. We gotta find it. Let me zoom the range in. Watch the speed. Jeez. Is that it right out there? Is that it? No, that's not it. Alright, we're going to bring the power back. It's going to beep at us. Silence the warning horn. It says it's right off to our right here. Oh, there's a spot. Alright, that's where we're going to take it. Right there is where we're going to take it. We'll set up for right traffic. That wasn't where I was originally looking to go, but that's where we're going to go. Looks about right. A lot of hangars there. me check my GPS. Mike Alpha India is to the south. I think we're gonna have to land there. Unless we go look at Alpha India. Let's go look at Alpha India. I'm gonna get down even lower so we can see. Yeah, that's, I don't know if that, maybe it was Alpha India. So I'm turning to Mike Alpha India over here. It wasn't paved. The one that I originally was going to go to was not paved. But I found it in the Microsoft, or in the Flight Sim menu. So we're getting low. We're 220 knots. Keep an eye on that speed. This is how you do a stall spin accident right here. You start looking out. Oh, you know what? It might. Yep, I found it. This is Mike. Here it is, guys. This is where we're landing. This is it. This was our destination. This is where we get paid to bring this. Look at this right here. Grass strip, single house, a couple buildings. The end of the, we got a pond here. This is our reference point. So we know we're going to be landing into this hill. I probably don't have a windsock. They do not have a windsock. Let's go ahead and set up left traffic. The runway, quote unquote, is clear. So that is where we're landing. Let's buzz over our house of our guy that we're going to meet. And then we're going to go ahead and power it up. And we're going to set up for left traffic. That's awesome. All right. Let's set up for left traffic. As I'm climbing, I'm decreasing in speed, which is good. I want to slow down. This is going to be a short field landing. So this is going to be 100% a chunker. We have to get down and stop. We're 1,000 pounds overweight. We don't have a lot of fuel. We are not going for butters do not exist in this line of work. All right, folks? Butters do not exist in this line of work. All right, so I need to save my last replay without crashing. I'm going to do takeoff, labeled takeoff grass. All right, so the grass takeoff is saved. So now I've got replay ready to go. We'll have 3 replays to watch on this. Yeah, the go around could definitely be interesting. Now, I'm kind of disoriented. All right, there we go. There's our landmark. There's our hill. It's very windy. Very windy and choppy here. We don't want to get too high because we don't want to be in radar coverage here either. So we're staying low. Airport reference point is at the base of that hill and that lake over there. So let's start configuring. Just like the first time we landed in the mountains here. You got to put the ball in your court. You got to be stable. Give yourself some time on final. You need everything that can go in your favor. You need to put it in your favor. Here comes the white arc. We'll go flaps approach. Who needs Microsoft 24 with V1's Herb Mission Pack? RC Flyer, you might have just won the chat for messages today, dude. That is hilarious. All right, there goes second notch of flaps. I'm staying a little bit high here because I want to be able to see that runway again. Hey, we need a tail hook for sure, Dougal. Right, I'm going to keep turning around here. Flaps full, recording is on. Now I'm looking for my landmarks. I don't see it. I don't see it. Oh, it's over there. It's over there. We're way tight. That's all right. That's all right. Let's level off. Let's get some trim in there. 120 knots. We got plenty of power. Let's get the power in there. Don't over torque it. We'll level off here. We're going to make kind of a... we're basically on a left base right now. We're looking good. 130 knots on the speed. 4,500 feet. Let's do a quick baro ref. I mean, it doesn't matter what your barometric altimeter is set at because I don't even know what altitude the field is. Now let's go ahead and work in a nice turn here. I may have to go around on this one because I don't think I gave myself enough time to be stable. Oh, there's the strip. I don't know if I like it. Yeah, we're not gonna push that one. Let's go around. Let's go around. 100% on the torque. Get that pitch up. We're gonna make right traffic this time. Positive rate. Gear up. I'm gonna stop that recording. We don't need it. We're going to restabilize. Let's set ourselves about 5,500 feet. And I didn't want to get low and go around late because going around late into that hill would not have been good. All right, we'll go ahead and clean everything up. Gear is up. Flaps are up. Get some more trim in there. Start slowing back down a little bit. Don't want to get too fast. Alright, we're going to try this again. Did anybody catch a runway heading on that? It's roughly like, I want to say like this direction. 4,600 is fine. Let's set that for this. 4,600 is fine there. Bring that power back. Lots to manage here. All right. We're running a, how are we doing on gas? We're doing all right. Do X-Plane users find installing 10 scenery libraries to be annoying for just one freeware airport? Yes. That was one thing I always disliked, man, having to download a bunch of different sceneries libraries. And then if you don't have one and you get a message every single time. Nick, good morning. Just joining the stream now. Oh, boy. Runway heading 420. 420. Oh, my gosh. Strip is 3616. Oh, good deal, AJ. So I'm 1,000 feet above right now. All right, 1,000 feet above. Gear down. Let's make this turn in here. I'm not going to get too low. Let's just stay 1,000 feet above. Gear is down. There's the paved strip over there off those hangars, but we're not going there. We're going to Alpha India Echo. 171 and 351 by the looks of it. All right. That'll help. I'll just put my HSI on 171 just to get a reference. Getting a little low. Gosh, we're so heavy and out of balance. I think our CG is going further aft. All right. Let's see, this is why I didn't want to be so low. I'm going to climb up a little bit. I got to find that reference. Where are you? There it is. I got it off the left. All right, power's coming out. Flaps 1. This is where you really need track IR. Gosh, it is very bumpy too. I've already. Flaps 2. All right, I see it. We're on a nice modified dogleg to final. 120 knots. Flaps full. Runway is right here. Very hard to see. Jeez, I'm running at a trim. We're high idle. Props are full forward. Altitude alert check. Oh, my frame dropped there. We're gonna bring this thing in on the props. We're bringing it in on the props. Watch that descent rate. Come on, baby. Oh, don't float it. Jeez. Oh! Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Jesus. And I am the gringo that always delivers. Welcome to wherever we are. Like a glove. Hey, that was a pro pilot move right there. So a little offset right in front of the house. We're shut down. We are good to go. Brakes are set. Auto feathers, we shut down with the auto feather on, avionics on, everything on. But we made it. we made it. Let me get a sip of my coffee. I feel like I just went through the... Oh! Oh! What? Did you see that? Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. Did he actually stop? Dude, that plane, where did his gear go? Did you gear up it, my friend? I think he geared... Oh my gosh. That is awesome. That was awesome. I was just about to take a sip of my coffee and I just saw this 310 just go... All right, let me get a sip of my coffee. Let's watch some replays. I would help you with the cargo, but I don't have a driver's license till the end of July. It's because you're breaking the law, man. Oh, look at this guy coming in here. That 310, though, is looking nice, huh? I love that 310. Oh, that's a cool shot right there. Too bad it doesn't have landing gear. Oh, I hear someone else coming in. Oh, this must have been a Kodiak. This must have been a Kodiak. Who are all these people that were flying along? This is great. Oh, this is great, man. Look at that. That is awesome. We have delivered. V1 cargo, we always deliver. Callie Simmer slowly regains consciousness. Where are you? Are we there yet? We're there, man. We are there. What a crew. Just make sure no one else is on final, because that's awesome. That was pretty wild. That is a challenging little strip, because it's very hard to maintain visual, and then it's downhill. My guy, this has been the best stream I can remember. Keep up the good work and don't sniff the cargo. Steven, appreciate the support, man. I told you this was going to be a little bit different than what we typically do here on the channel. Yeah, Christy's right. Whoever's got their strobe lights on, you need to kill the strobes ASAP. You need to kill those strobes, man. You're bringing a lot of attention to us here. We don't need any more attention. You got to kill those strobes, my friend. But definitely not incognito. Curious to see how far back the CG is. Let's take a look. Let me go to the weight and balance. That's actually burning forward. All right, so it's burning forward, but it's right on the aft limit, which if you've ever flown an airplane on the aft limit of CG, you can definitely tell. Now, the problem with it being on the aft limit, not only is it on the aft limit, but we're overweight. So that's a problem. Being overweight and the aft limit can definitely make for some challenging characteristics. What is pretty funny, though, is I think when I shut down, I don't think we actually tail struck. I think it just like rocked back and then came forward. That was pretty close to tail strike. But let's watch the replays. Oh man, I had that replay going the whole time. Let me save that one. We'll watch that one last. So I'm going to save this one as final landing grass. All right, so that one's saved. Let's go ahead and enjoy some replays now. Shaq says maybe not make a habit of working for the cartel, but this was a blast. This was a blast. Bet it's fun in Colombia too. Shaq, I bet it's even more fun in Colombia, my friend. Although I don't know, the Colombian cartel, man, I don't know which is worse. I'd say your best bet is just go work for a Republic or something. Don't do any of this. All right, let's load up a replay here. Let's load the first one. Date modified. Let's just go today. So we have the landing grass, takeoff grass, Basel Airport landing. Okay, so we have, oh yeah, that was the first one. So landing, here, we're going to load this one up. We're going to load up. We're going to replay. Oh, before I replay though, do I need to turn everything on? Let's see. No, I don't think so. How cool is that? Let's close the windows. All right, this was the landing coming in here. All right, we get to watch this one. Look at this. Look at this. This one was pretty good. I think we were pretty stable on this one. Amflight, Cartel, what's the difference? Amflight circa like early 2000. Not much. Why are our gear not down? We need gear. We need gear. Gear, gear, gear. Come down. Come down. Come down, gear. I'm trying to get the gear to come down. I guess no gear on this one. Oh, that wasn't bad at all. That wasn't bad at all. I'll tell you what, let me pause it. How do I get, oh, why is power off? Yeah, there we go, here it comes, here it comes, here we go, here we go. All right, here it is. Here was our first, this was, look at that crosswind. We're gonna do a flyby view from this guy's house. Oh, that was definitely side-loaded. 100% everybody felt that. Look how fast we are from density altitude. That one's the best one. This is a really fun airport right here. I'm going to pause it. Let's go, I'm going to go sit over here at Pablo's house, and then we'll watch the replay from this house view right here. I don't want a drone follow. Let's speed up the camera. So this dude is just chilling on his deck. Let me, oh yeah. Wait, no, that was a perfect view. I gotta go back. Hold on, I gotta slow the camera movement down again. All right, here we go. We gotta watch this. This is replay win. Oh yeah, this is replay win. Is there another floor I can? So here's this dude is just chilling out here having some coffee. I wish you could see the gear earlier. Not every day you see a 350 come in that over your house. Ooh, definitely side loaded. 110% side loaded that one. All right, let's pause that. Now let's load. This is what I really want to see. I really want to see the takeoff. There's the Chapo view. All right. Takeoff grass. Let's replay this one. All right, this is what I want to see here. Power's on. We got gear. We got flaps. All right, this is the one I want to see. This is. We're gonna watch this one. We're gonna watch this one from the cockpit again, just because it was pretty entertaining, and then we'll do the exterior view. Arlen, if we had a Beach 99, we would make this a regular thing, man. This would be a weekly stream. Now here we go. We're doing a static takeoff. I had to pull my 4-flight out to find this airport. I'm surprised it's in 4-flight. I think we definitely Barry sealed. Look how slow the acceleration is. We Barry sealed the end of those trees. Well, then I realized I had the flaps all jacked up, so I'm adjusting the flaps. I wonder if the stall. What is? Look! 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 Trying to get it off. There it is. Oh my. Flight Dispatch gifting 5 more subs. Flight Dispatch, you are the man, the speedbird. Appreciate it, my friend. Thank you for the support, Flight Dispatch. Another 5 gifted subs, man. You're fantastic. Thank you so much for the support, my friend. Look at this. And this is where I realized we were in trouble. I'm like, well, I want to go that way, but I don't think we would have been able to do that at that bank angle. Then I realized, well, now I'm just turning into steeper terrain, so I decided to come to this side. I want to see if I can get more. I don't know why I can't get any like power on the replay, but. And then I was like, okay, well, this is it. We're either going to clear it or we're not. Yeah, that SimWorks would be sweet, man. SimWorks PC-12. And we cleared this one by a couple hundred, not a couple hundred, a couple feet. Alright, let me just see, we're going to go back. the gear down. I'm trying to get the gear to come down. Resume replay. Hold on. I want to go insert. I gotta reset you. And then we're gonna go over here. We're gonna go right here. Oh my gosh, that is perfect. Hold on, hold on. We need to pause that. I need to speed up the rotation of the camera. This is straight out of drone rotation speed of like 136 maybe? We need to watch that again. Here it comes. Look at us sink. Look at us sinking right after, right out of ground effect. It was still sinking. Oh my goodness. That's too good. That is too good. All right, let's pause it. Let's watch the last one. Oh, let's resume and let's stop replay. Let's load the final grass landing. I'm gonna let it load in here for a second. Let's see if we can get the gear to come down. Recycle that. I don't know why I can't get any power on here. All right, we have gear. This one was, we were just hanging on the props. Look how unstable the airplane is. A little bit of a float there, not good. Not good on the float. Right into full reverse. Spin it over. Did we actually hit? Hey! Oh yeah, we definitely did. We bounced off the antenna. That's all right. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Hold on, I gotta reset. Uh-oh, did I mess it up? Hold on, I want to reset the camera to right here. Watch this. Too good. Burp. Welcome to wherever we are. Oh my gosh, that was pretty wild. That was pretty wild. Oh boy, my wife's in chat. She saw all of that. Glad I caught the landing. Also, can you pay the babysitter? Also, bring home wine. Looks like we'll both need a drink after that. Oh, good deal, good deal, good deal. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need a few after that. That one was pretty spicy. That was a lot of work. Tell you what, that was a lot of work. But I can't believe we hit 300 likes on that already. Guys, you were absolutely awesome. Thank you for the little fun break stream where we take a little break from all the seriousness. We'll probably fire up the MD-80 next at some point, and then we're going to have to do some more turboprop ops before we leave Mexico. But this was a lot of fun. Flight dispatch, late to the party, but love the stream. Thank you, man. Appreciate the support, dude. It was a lot of fun. I had fun. I hope you had fun. We just need a hardcore, like, kingair, perfect kingair sound pack. forest level. Oh, there's our little wheelie. Look at the compression though, that's pretty good. I like the compression on the nose gear, that was pretty good. Alright guys, that's going to do it for me today. I'm going to go take a break. I'm going to pick up some wine for the wife. And yeah, I think we'll be back. I don't know about tomorrow, but I will be back before the end of the week is up. Actually, we have to do a line check prep stream, so I got to go complete opposite of this stream. We got to go hardcore serious mode as I do my line check preparation flight with you guys. So we'll do that here this week. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, keep the silver side up. I'm V1. See you.